Hello, everyone, and good morning. We are back with the round of 16. It's a holiday here in the USA, and I can't think of a better way to spend the holiday than to get into some Group A action. Joining me today is, of course, our resident Zerg expert, Eonzerg, and I know you're excited about this group, man.
Nyoken, I'm so glad to be here, casting this group, of course. F4 is my favorite player, Soma is my favorite player. Um, Khan is a third player, and I like him as well. And JYJ is like the champion, right? So everyone is looking forward to take down the champion, take his spot. But at the same time, I have to say, this guy is looking incredibly strong. I mean, JYJ is looking really, really good. Like, at first I thought like he made a mistake, like building this group. But now I'm like, well, his skills in the TPC matchup are looking like insane.
Yeah, JYJ, after last season, I'm a believer in his skill level. The fact that he can play every build makes him so dangerous, and he's willing to risk playing a crazy build even in the last game. That makes him so hard to figure out. And he did get the group that he wanted. I think everybody can agree that last season his Terran versus Zerg was really on point. So I think he's got a good shot of making it out. But hey, there's three amazing Zerg players. Soma, of course, a fan favorite, somebody to go the distance. Effort, I was reading on Team Liquid, he's been doing really well recently. And of course, Calm, he really surprised us in the round of 24.
Yeah. You know what? Like, there's been so many people like telling me JYJ is going to advance in this group. I'm actually like surprised. Like people are like rooting this match for JYJ. So like these are players like in people's eyes. I feel like people like are trusting JYJ more than the third players.
Well, I can tell you, if we get this matchup, I'm looking forward to Effort versus JYJ because everybody knows that once Effort gets the late game, his macro is insane. So I hope we can actually get an epic one between him and JYJ. I hope we can get three of them. I think he's the one to look out for. We know that Soma's going to be dangerous, obviously, but I think Effort, you also got to consider him. But Calm, he did really well in ZVZ in the round of 24. You know, he took down Sulky with some 9-pool action, and then he followed up with a crazy macro build in ZVP. So I'm curious what he's going to pull out in our ZVZ match.
If I'm not mistaken, the matchups are like JYJ against Khan and then Soma against F4, right?
I actually have to look. I think that is correct, though.
So that means that no matter what, one of them, like Soma or F, are going to be in the loser matchup.
Yeah, let me look right now. Yeah, you're right. JYJ versus Calm. So if JYJ versus Effort was to happen, could be in the losers match or the winners match. Man, can you imagine Soma going down into a losers match right from the get-go?
It's a best of one, so it's very possible. But I have to say, like Soma is looking so strong these days. Like Soma is the player to beat right now. That's how crazy. Well, I mean, it's to be fair, it's been like that for a long time,
Yeah.
and he just like he never managed to deliver what we are expecting from him. But you can't really deny this guy's skills are like unmatched. Like this guy mechanics are so good. Like his build orders are always like so creative. He's always coming with something new. Like you are like, oh wow, it's possible to do that. Oh wow, he's actually doing that, and it's just like, I mean, cancel the layer, making double hydralis, then rush for speed and rage at the same time for hydras, and that kind of stuff is just like coming from him, like in a daily basis, pretty much.
Yeah, you know what I like about Soma is I turned on his stream recently, and he doesn't do, like, he's not going crazy with his mouse. Now I realize he's got, like, 350 APM, but if you watch his stream, it looks like something you can actually do. He doesn't look like he's a maniac on the keyboard. It looks like something like, oh, I can copy this and implement it in my play. Compared to someone like Mini, who's got 400 APM, he's all over the place, man. But I do like to see pros like Soma, like Light, like Mind, where I look at the game and I'm like, wow, I think I could potentially do this. Obviously, you can't because their skill level is so high. But I do like to see that when I do watch Soma. And what I also like about Soma is I've seen a few games of him in ZVP. Sometimes he just sits there, man. He just builds up his macro really high, and then just all of a sudden he explodes at max with 200 supply and just overruns the Protoss. We're obviously not going to see that in this series because there's no Protoss, but I like how he can play all types of builds, not just heavy micro based build, but also big time macro.
Yeah, the arsenal of builders that Soma has is really comparable to Shine's one. Like it's like very expansive. It's like he can do so much. So that's why, in my opinion, that is one of the reasons his play is so unpredictable, and he's a very scary player to face.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what about our ZVZ? Since we're going to have Effort versus Soma first up, what do you think of Effort's chances are going up against Soma here? It is ZVZ, so we got to consider that. In the one game we did see of ZVZ with Effort in it, we had the Hive game.
I think we are not going to see that kind of game. I think we are going to see something more classic. It's probably going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a 9 pool against 9 pool.
Okay.
Or maybe maybe it can be like a 12 pool against 12 pool, but I don't really think we are going to see a Hive game from these two. Like I feel like the one with the best Muta macro is the one that is going to really take it. And probably there's some multitasking with Serlings, but that's probably going to be like very classic CBC.
Yeah, I agree. I've watched enough tournaments, whether it's ASL or BSL or other tournaments, that once you get a Hive game ZVZ, you've got to wait another season or 2 or 5 before you get another one. So I agree that it's probably going to be an aggressive game, come down to just Muta micro like you usually see. What about TVZ in a JYJ versus Calm matchup? You think that Calm may come up with something crazy again? Like, you think it's possible that we could have another 3 hatch before pool game?
That is actually a really good question, Nyoken. In my opinion, matters like what is going to matter the most for the kind of play is like the map. I'm not really sure what is the map that we're going to see, but like I don't watch like Khan very often, like stream very often. But when I see him playing in the pro leagues, he plays like like K leagues or like like not the big one, or like sponsor games. Usually he plays like very classic. So what's funny? Like I feel like he brings the most of the builds to offline tournaments.
Well, that could be the case. When you have so many people watching you on stream, everybody's going to know your style, and it can be quite surprising if you pull out a crazy build. So I would not be surprised to see the 3 hatch before pool, but I think I remember reading that Retro's our first map, and as far as going 3 hatch before pool on there, I don't know about that, but it is a 4-player map. He could get lucky that it's a cross spawn.
Yeah. Retro is like a very popular for the ARAX as well. So I'm not really sure now you can like I mean knowing the map and how often you can face ARAX, I will be like not so confident to do a 3 hatcheries before pool. On top of that, like if you want to do a 3 hatcheries before pool, I imagine you want to take a new expansion as well. So like it depending on where your opening is, like that is going to like matters a lot, right?
Yeah, that is true. Now that I'm thinking about it, Retro is a map where you can 8 racks and then, float back and have a wall at bottom left, for example. So I agree. I think the chances of, the the crazy 3 hatch before pool was quite low, especially with it being on retro. And I think, didn't we even see Light already in the round of 24 go for an 8 racks? So far, 8 racks seems like it could be a high possibility on that map. And looks like our interviews are pretty much over with the players, so we'll be getting into the games pretty soon.
By the way, Nyoken, if you remember it well, JYJ loves to do 2 star pors
I know.
grave
Yeah.
in retro. So like I mean we can actually like can see that kind of. I mean he did it last season. I have seen him doing it recently in Pro Leagues. So we can actually like see that happening. Like if he's actually that confident in his skills, we can see that happening.
I know, man. When he pulled it out on 76 last season, I was so hyped. And then when he pulled it out, what was it, game 5 or like the last game versus, it was either Sulky or Hero, I can't remember.
Sulky.
Yeah, I think it was Sulky. When he pulled it out there, I was like, dude, this is the last game, and you're willing to risk a two port Wraith on it. And it was a 1 base 2-port Wraith. It was not an expansion behind it. It was, we're mega all in. So I would love it, man. I'm a big fan of players that can play Wraith.
That was so impressive because like I remember back then I was like, well, like he's not really doing too much damage, he's doing anything. Like Sulky is going to take this. And I mean we know how the game ended. It was really impressive in my opinion. It was heartbreaking for me because I wanted Sulky to advance, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Well, at least Sulky lost to the winner, right? You know, you gotta at least think of it that way, that guy was destined to win that season. He played extremely well the entire season, through all the matchups, and then crushed Mind in the finals.
Yeah, that was such a shocking season, especially with mine beating Best as well. Like I thought for sure, like this is the season Best is going to the finals.
Yeah, Best is another Protoss player that you expect to do well every single season, but for some reason he kind of struggles in the round of 16 and the round of 8. We're getting a look at our groups. You can see Group A we've already talked about tomorrow. That is a pretty nuts group. Mini and Rush, and then Mind, who got second, and then Killer, who already had surprising wins in round of 16. Then Group C, we've got Sulky and Hero Man with your boy Bisu too. And then, speaking of Best, he's in Group D, and that's going to be another tough group for him because we've got 2 strong Terran players in there, plus the amazingly strong Action.
This is such an exciting season. You know, I have seen a few games of Killer recently, and the guy is looking so scary in CVP. Like actually, he's like beating top players. Like he's beating Snow like consistent. So like, Mini has to be careful in that group.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm looking at some of the text on here. Can't really read a lot of it, but I can see one of them says the Terran matchup is the Achilles heel of Soma. So that's not good news for Soma fans out there if we've got JYJ facing off versus him.
Oh, but honestly, like most of the losses from Soma in CBT are like against Flash and Light. So I'm not really going to think too much about that. Like Soma is extremely insane in CBT.
Yeah. Well, maybe I read it wrong, and actually Soma's the Achilles heel of Terran players. I'm not exactly fluent in Korean, but did see something about Achilles heel there. We were looking at JYJ's stats. You can see he's crushing it versus Zerg, 57%, 55% versus Terran. Not so great versus Protoss, but luckily for him, he ended up dodging Protoss, so I'm sure he's very happy about this group.
Yeah, I've seen like many people saying like he's like going to win this again because like there are not that many Protoss players. In my opinion, overall, like to win a tournament like this, you need to be like good in every matchup. It's true like last season he didn't play that many Protoss, but he played against Protoss and won. So um, yeah, and I'm not really sure like he's like that bad against Protoss. Do you think he's actually that bad against Protoss?
No, definitely not. Because I remember, was it season 12 or season 11, something along those lines, where he took out Bisu, and then the next season I think he beat Bisu again. So his Terran versus Protoss is top notch. It's very solid. I don't think if there was a Protoss in the group, he would, be an underdog. I think he would be at least 50-50 shot versus the Protoss player.
Yeah, Nyoken. This is a very experienced pro gamer like Calm against JYJ. That is like almost like a new force in the scene.
Yeah.
Um, but JYJ already won the championship, so I can't even like say, oh well, Calm experience is going to really like be a plus here because like JYJ experience seems to be like really good. So I don't know, like Calm is going to like be playing like a crazy level here to win this.
Yeah, and also, there's not the super high expectations for Calm. Of course, he has high expectations for himself, but, he's more of a, not that he's not serious, but he's more of, a fun streamer. He, of course, plays at a high level, so he can come up with wild strategies, whereas JYJ coming off of a victory last season, he's got high expectations for himself to go far. So yeah, he's definitely got to be on his toes versus someone like Calm. And as we can see, a lot of Calm fans in the audience. That one's saying, let's get first place.
Yeah, the support is insane in the public. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's really crazy to me, like how popular Calm is. Like he's like able to bring all these people to support him. That is actually not easy. Not many people can do that.
Yeah. And by the way, tomorrow, guys, Steve Jung, he's gonna be at Group B. So when we get shots of the crowd, we gotta be looking for him, man. I'm sure he'll be supporting the Terran players, but our players are ready now. Let's get into our first game of the day. It's gonna be JYJ versus Calm on Retro. And in the top right, last season's champion, it is JYJ. And in the bottom left, our blue Zerg, it is Calm.
Yeah, we're seeing like cross spawns here. So if actually like he wanted to do a 3 hatcheries before pool Nyoken, that would be like the dream spot for him. But I still think like it's not really a good choice on retro, based on the amount of ARACs I have seen. But this is like mind games are so important in this kind of tournaments, like offline tournaments, like mind games, nervous, self-control. Of that is extremely insane. And I see an SCV going out. We're going to see 8 racks.
Yeah, this looks like an 8 racks timing, but it could also be for a depot. Okay. Yeah, the reason it's an 8 racks is because if you want a depot at the right specific time, you have to send out that SCV a little bit faster. So not surprising, we do have the 8 racks coming in, like Eonzerg predicted. This is a great map for it because, as I was saying, you float it back into the wall. It's going to be a complete wall, which makes it even better. So this is just a really good opener for Retro. Now, Calm, no early pool. It is going to be hatch first for him, and luckily for him, it is cross spawn. And we already saw in the round of 24, Light went for a cross spawn 8 racks, and let's just say that did not go well for him.
Yeah, to be fair to Light, he was playing a monster.
Yeah.
He was playing a guy that was doing so much with 2 Zerlings. I can't even explain that. How do you get that much damage against Terran with 2 Zerlings? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, there goes the drone scout, and luckily for JYJ, he is not going to get scouted first, so maybe he'll be able to sneak a few Marines across the map before Calm can scout him. Second SCV coming down, he's going to complete that wall.
Yeah, Light Nyoken is doing 12 hatchery, 12 pool, and now apparently it's going to be 13 gas.
Okay, well, still no gas for Calm right now. Interesting
Oh,
build.
3 hatcheries before. 3 hatcheries before the gas.
Yeah, and what do you think about 3 hatch before gas versus an 8 racks? Like in comparison to 2 hatch?
Since you're not really investing in the extractor, I think it's like you can like defend this better.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This seems like the opener that you want to have because you're going to have massive econ, you're going to have 3 hatch larva production, and you know that this guy's, somewhat low econ. And right now, Calm's done really well to defend this 8 racks.
Yeah, but JYJ is being so annoying with that micro as well. He's like, oh, one drone loose, one sunk. Oh my god, one sunk, and can't be so confident to defend this with his drones, and I think he's already getting too much damage.
Yeah, now he's in trouble. Now it's 3 Marines with 2 SCVs. The colony's going to complete, but you got to remember, if you can knock it down to 100 health before it completes, it gets one-shotted when it actually finishes. The Lings are taking a lot of damage, and the bunker gets up. This is horrible for Calm. He's not even focusing down the SCVs. The Lings, is there enough? Okay, there is barely enough, but he lost so much for this.
That was nice. So honestly, I thought that Sunken will die, but he actually defended the Sunken. But you know what? There is a second bunker, so he's like almost contained here. JYJ behind this is doing so well already with the CC. Like CC started. It's not even close to what happened to Light. Like I feel like Light again, something happened that his command center was late. So in this case, like CC already started. But you know what? Calm is doing like a 3 hatcheries build, and his Strator is late. His lair time is going to be late. There is like even potential to do a 5 barracks here by JYJ, but he doesn't know exactly if Calm made a gas or not.
Yeah, that's the problem as a Terran player, is JYJ has no idea what this is. So if he was to go 5 racks, of course we know that would be the perfect counter, but I don't expect him to do that at all. I think he's going to go 3 racks into tech as a safe opener. We've got a lot of Lings being built by Calm. He should be able to knock this down. Okay, he's easily going to knock this down, so well done from him.
By the way, Nyoken, JYJ is making academy already, so 2 barracks transition. I like this very much for him, because like, if you remember well, that Sunken is about to die. So if Calm actually is greedy with Sunkens, he's gonna die to Marine Medic.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we do have, what is that, 8 Lings moving out. He's gonna see nothing unusual, more Marines being built. He's gonna see a considerable amount of Lings, and if he saw that one come down from the ramp, he will already know that it is a 2 racks. We do have eBay coming down, so it's going to be a pretty fast +1 follow-up. And in Calm's main, he has his 3rd hatch done off on the side. I don't think he can go for Hydrogen here. I think it's a little too slow for that, but we should be seeing the Spire come down pretty soon. I think it's at the 3rd.
I'm surprised he's still going out with that few forces, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, very surprising. I mean, that's 6 Marines. What real damage are you looking to get? Now, that's not what I was expecting it to be. It is an evolution chamber, and that means, oh, did he scan it? We saw his camera go over there, but he missed it. So we're going to have Crazy Zerg from Calm here.
Was that a lurker then?
Oh my god, it is.
Oh, wow. So it's a similar build to the F4 build. But in this case with a +1 carapace upgrade, that can be really dangerous now. You can, when the +1 carapace like hit for the lurkers, like that's a double armor if I'm not mistaken. So like Marines die very, very fast to that, because like lurkers can tank so much damage.
Yeah, so normally when I see the evolution chamber, I'm thinking that this is Crazy Zerg, but the fact that it's a Hydrogen, I think this is going to be Ling Lurker bust, because normally when I see Hydrogen with an evolution chamber, it's usually like on maps like Eclipse, where they already have a 3rd base, but there's no 3rd base here. So I feel like this is gonna be an all-in. I don't know what your take on this is, Eonzerg.
I'm almost like in the same boat. Like, I mean, oh my god, he actually scanned that Nyoken.
Yeah.
Like, why he scanned? He's scanned already 3 times the same place.
Yeah, I think he scanned the main and he scanned the side, and he's like, dude, I haven't seen your tech at all. Where is it? So he went over there and scanned it fully. And unfortunately for Calm, I feel like this is as good of a counter as you can get as Terran. He's got 3 racks. He's got very fast tech. His factory's going to be done in just a second. There's going to be vessels out too. And behind this, Calm's, just sitting there building mass Sunkens. Like, he doesn't have a third base up. He's trying to, but I don't know if he'll be able to get this up at mid left.
You know what, Nyoken? I'm a bit worried for Calm here. Like, his build order is totally destroyed by now. Like, this is not really optimal at all. He's taking a tier expansion. So if JYJ actually doesn't put pressure to that, like, I can see him like just spending fine. But he's going to need to deal, oh my god, low overlord speed and drops. I didn't see that coming.
Okay, well, there's the Queen's Nest, but again, the scan timing is perfect. If it was going to be Ultras, the Queen's Nest would have already been done, and Hive would have been going up. So, JYJ should know that something weird's going on, and he spots the Overlord with speed. So
but
already...
you know what, Nyoken? I think this is fake.
Yeah, I think it's a fake also. I don't think there's anything in there. But...
No, I think he just like made speed to fake it. Like, he's never going to make drop. He just like to force JYJ to stay.
Yeah, that could be the case. The problem is JYJ is not falling for it like Shaun
oh my god,
made
I've seen this before. Like, he's going for for the bus now with the lockers and links.
Yeah, but it wasn't synced up with the drop or the potential drop. So now, okay, he took a lot of damage on the lurkers, and there's not that many links. So it may actually be a drop, because if he was going to all in here, I feel like he would have had more by now. But he is expanding behind it. He is going Hive. You do also have to consider that. So it is not an all-in.
Yeah, he's like spending, but this timing from JYJ is super strong. Like 3 tanks, 1 vessel, and the bio is like insane.
Yeah, like, this is the type of build you would see 15 years ago, and this build in particular is the entire reason Zerg players have gone Defiler, because this push, it just can't be stopped unless you get Defilers. So Calm, he's gonna have to pull a rabbit out of the hat, because his Hive is not done, not even close, and this army from JYJ is huge.
Yeah, if you actually study the game, like in 2006, people used to make like 12 to 14 lurkers and maybe deal with this kind of army, but most of the time that fails and they lose like many lurkers. I don't really know how like Calm is going expecting to hold this.
Yeah, well, this is one way you can try and deal with it, but look at this, the Marines don't even care. They pop 2 lurkers instantly, and there's still no answer to this huge army out on the map. Calm can build as many Sunkens as he wants, but they can't hit the tanks.
He's already contained, and he started Hive, but I really doubt we are going to have to consume anytime soon. So, what can you do from this position?
Yeah, this just looks like it's going to be an unstoppable army. I mean, there isn't even that much to come from the back. He's going to lose all of his lurkers at the front. He's going to lose all of his Sunkens at the front. His consume, I would say, at least 45 seconds away. You just don't have that time. He's got to go, but he can't go, because it's not going to work.
Maybe just like evacuate and let the expansion die?
Let the natural die? Well, yeah. He's going to go in, and that is a decent amount of lurkers, but it's only 6. The single defensive matrix soaks up so many lurker shot. The vessel remains alive too, and all the lurkers got blasted, and that means Calm, unless a Defiler pops out right now and has Dark Swarm, this could be the end of this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. GG.
GG comes out, and I think JYJ played it perfect. The build order was on point to 3 racks into the tech, and unfortunately, the mind game with the speed, which I think was a good idea, just slowed down everything else. And as we pointed out, this build from 15 years ago is just so strong. If you miss your Defiler build, Defiler timing, this is exactly what happens to you.
I didn't spot a single mistake from JYJ in that game.
Yeah, he crushed it.
A single one. I didn't see like nothing. That was like perfection.
Yeah, and this is what you've come to expect from him after seeing his gameplay from last season. Like, he nails his build. He can play solid. He can play all the builds also, which makes him even crazier to play against. I think this idea was not bad, but there's just not enough lurkers. Or not enough lurkers and not enough lings. And even though he cuts off reinforcements, just how do you stop these 4 tanks?
You know, the thing is, Nyoken, these lurkers, like they were like early on, like getting damage as well from the main army. So like when he tried to do the move, some of the lurkers were already with low HP,
Yeah.
so they die like more easily than what they are supposed to. I feel like Khan didn't really take that in consideration, and in the end, like if he just like used that lurkers to maybe like do a kind of like a sandwich to the
Yep.
big army, like outside his natural, was like a better move in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like hard to afford Hive and an expansion and 5 Sunkens at your natural too. So
And
to
Overlord Speed.
yeah, and Overlord Speed. He also spent money on that. And yeah, once it gets to this point, I think if he had 2 more lurkers, maybe there was a chance. But that single D matrix soaked up so many hits. So well done from JYJ. He's already in the winners match. We're gonna be going into a break, and then we'll be back with Soma versus Effort. All right, we are back, and we're going to be getting into game 2. We've got Soma facing off versus Effort here. JYJ awaiting the winner of this match, and this is going to be exciting. Effort, he's on the up and up lately these days. I was looking on Team Liquid. They're talking about he's like ranked number 9, if I remember correctly, right now. So very strong. But the guy to beat in the Zerg scene is this guy right here, Soma. And look at that win rate versus Zerg. That's impressive.
Uh, yeah, it's very solid. It's very solid. But he actually loses a CBC final against Queen. Uh, so yeah.
I think there's no
Uh,
shame there. I mean, Queen is amazing with his Muta Micro.
yeah, if I remember it, yeah, he actually went to the full set of games. So yeah, it was like a very nice fight. Anyone could win that.
Yeah, I remember that series.
And effort, man. The effort is like, well, 50% because he actually, it was better like before before this stage, but he lose the CPC against Action.
Yeah, but it was a Hive game, man. And whenever you get a Hive game, win or lose, in my opinion. I mean, that's just an exciting game to watch. And there were moments in there where effort was behind, but he had an amazing comeback. And, in the end, he ended up losing. But it was, impressive ZVZ play. We both agree that we don't think we're going to see Hive here this time. But, you never know. It is retro. It is a big map. And we're ready. So let's get into game number 2. Effort versus Soma on retro. And in the bottom right, Eonzerg gets Soma. And in the top left, in the brown, it is effort. We got cross spawns, Eonzerg.
We got cross spawns, Nyoken. We are going to spectate a game from the CJ house. Master against a student. Let's see who is the one to win this. It's a best of one. And I have to say, retro is like a very classic map. We can see any build really, like from 9 pool to a 12 pool to 12 hash. It's really like player preference. And being like cross spawns that no one is scout each other. Like there is not really that kind of advantage.
Yeah.
So we're going to see like the most crazy we can get about the CPC because everyone's in the dark.
Well, you were talking about 9 pool before the series started, and Soma is the one going for the 9 pool. Wait, yeah, Soma, okay. And then on the other side, we've got effort here. We were predicting an early pool from him, but so far, no 9 pool. We still have the potential for 12 pool or something.
And there is no way he's like deciding to do hatchery first again, right? Yeah, he's doing 12 pool, yeah.
Eonzerg the Prophet, man. You called the 9 pool and you called the 12 pool, and there it is.
Yeah, but to be honest, like these guys like being like from the same team house, like they probably like know each other well, right?
I imagine that they've played hundreds of games versus each other, yeah.
So it's like, by the way, this doesn't mean like, because we're seeing like 12 pool against, wait a minute, he's sending drone out? I don't see his, oh my god.
Hidden hatch.
So he's doing the hatchery in the main. Actually, this is like really good against what Soma is doing. Especially if Soma is deciding to do a speed first and not lair.
Yeah, is this gonna allow him to break the ramp at some point? Like, is that what the goal is? Because the hatchery's not near the main anymore, so he can't build evolution chamber and go spores, obviously. So I imagine this is for a bust.
Yeah, it can be, but at the same time, it's like a very solid defense against a 9 pool. Like you just like you're holding the ramp. Like sometimes when you're doing like Zerling speed, oh my god, what are you doing? He's hitting Zerlings, but he doesn't know what Soma is doing. So this is very risky right now. He can lose these Zerlings for free because Soma is going to have like a huge number of Zerlings with the speed and doing a timing. So he needs like everything to hold the ramp.
Well, see, here's what I think is going to happen is Soma's going to put the arc under the ramp, right? And, Effort's going to have the arc on top of the ramp. And then at some point, when Effort feels like he has a lot of enough lings, he's going to hit from the back. And when Soma's not paying attention, he's going to be able to bust down there and then overrun.
Nyoken, this is a bust. There is no time to make arcs or anything. This is actually to kill.
Yeah, I see that now. Well, here we go. We've got an engagement. That was a really good engagement from Soma right there. He almost won that fight. I think he did win that fight because those are heavily damaged lings on Effort's side. What?
Yeah, but it's two hatcheries with many larvae,
Yeah.
so like Soma committing to like this is not good actually.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He doesn't know that there's an additional hatch there. So every ling that he trades is going to make it that much harder for him to actually hold his ramp.
Yeah. Now Soma is like need to make like the perfect link formation in that ramp like very quick because effort is going for it. And actually effort like is in trouble because Soma spy is actually like ahead of him. So that second hatchery it doesn't really going to help too much if the mutant count is like higher for Soma.
Here we go. Effort. He's got the advantage. He knows he's got the advantage. He's going to try and make it work. There was a moment of opportunity to run by, but Soma has too many lings, and I think he's going to hold this.
Yeah, he need to wait for reinforcements, but he's going to keep making serlings, I believe. Like he actually need to put this pressure on Soma. And surprise, effort is still sending an overlord, by the way.
Oh, did he get in? Did he get in? He might have gotten in, but the arc is still so strong. But now he runs by, but he takes a lot of damage doing the run by. However, it is now 5 versus 2.
No sunken.
Yeah, there's no
There is
sunken.
no sunken.
He just completed an overlord, so he's supply blocked.
Effort is still making serlings, but mutants are oh my god, mutants are going to be ready when the next wave of serlings are coming. So like effort need to do damage now.
This might be over because look at how the larva is placed. They're gonna pop out on the wrong side. Now effort's Soma's not even mining. The drone falls, lings are gonna fall, Spire's on the brink of dying. Those are mutants being built, so there's nothing on the ground to help defend. That's a dead Spire.
It's about to die. Spire's about to die.
Oh my god!
Spire's dead.
This is it! He's gonna take down Soma unless there's some type of miraculous hold, which I just can't see happening. There's 6 drones left, only 3 mutalisks.
I mean, I don't really think there is any way for Soma to come back from this. Like, the Spires is just done. Drones are like, there are so many dead drones as well. Like, effort can just like be like a huge muta count now and just kill him. There is no combat.
Yeah, the maximum amount of mutas that Soma can have this game is 4. Look at that, he's got a billion Scourge. He's gonna have maybe not equal number of mutas, but it's gonna be pretty close in just a second.
Yeah, it's going to. I mean, these mutas are like going to get smashed. I don't really see like even with perfect micro, you still need to deal with mutas. I mean, maybe a crazy like distraction with the serlings and the mutas can do wonders. But I mean, the longer the games like passes, it's like it's harder for Soma to come back. Like I feel like this is it.
Yeah. Do you think like now that we're watching the mutas not go across the map, do you think Soma thinks maybe this was just 2 hatch all in? Because you know he didn't get in the main and scout.
Oh
what
my
it was.
god, Nyoken, did you see effort who actually like predicted the serlings and went straight for it?
Yeah. Oh, Scourge micro. Okay, really good from Soma so far, but the problem is I think there's still more mutas for effort right now. Yep, there is for sure now. There's at least 5.
Okay, so I'm making a Spire again, and for some reason, effort is like not really attacking. He's like still building. Maybe he knows that somehow the option is to do like a counter attack like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he knows like the only way I lose is if we base trade
Oh
and
no!
somehow...
Yeah, he even got a hit from 1 Scourge. That's -1 muta.
Oh, okay, good control. Takes down the Scourge, but oh my gosh, effort's already across the map. He's already in the main, so we will have base trade. There's Burrow, but it doesn't matter because everything's gonna die here. However, there are a lot of lings. Oh, a Scourge connects. Another Scourge might connect. It does. So 1 muta in a dream versus 3, but he ends up killing 1. Look at Soma's reaction. Yeah. He knows it.
Nice tricks by GG. GG.
Really well done from effort there. He striked right when he needed to, right when the mutas were about to pop out. And now Soma, it's flashback to last season, man. He's on the brink of elimination.
Yeah, I mean, but therefore, like, he did so well, like with the build order. To be honest, like that was super nice. The defense, the micro he put in his base defending Soma serlings, all of that was like really good. And then the counter attack. Actually, I can't believe he break that, and I can't believe either that somebody didn't make a sunken. Like usually when do you make a timing like that with link speed, and it fails, you or like most of the time you're required to make a sunken.
Yeah, I agree. Almost every time I see a sunken being built, but he had traded so well with his lings, he may have thought that he could hold the ramp, but he got a little bit greedy there, and it cost him the game big time. Once you lose the spire, that's pretty much lights out for you. So now we've got our winners match set. It's going to be JYJ versus Effort. Effort doing very well this season, but as you pointed out in the first game, JYJ already looking like a killer in Terran versus Zerg, pretty much nailing everything in that game we saw versus Calm. So many
Yeah,
Effort fans, man. Look at that.
yeah, they know who is the third king.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got our Hot 6 commercial before going into the break. So, JYJ versus Effort. You got any thoughts on that particular matchup? You think we're going to see 3 hatch from Effort here? Like Calm pull out?
Can you confirm me something? Is it best of one or best of three?
It should be best of 3 now. It's always best of 1 in the round of 24 and then the first game in the round of 16. And now we should be past that and into best of 3s now.
Okay, so beating JYJ in a best of three is going to be hard. I don't wanna lie. Like I could see like a best of one happening, but yeah, like that guy against Calm didn't make a single mistake. Like not a single. I didn't see it in Nyoken. Like it's so hard to see that no making a single mistake. Do you know how that difficult that is?
I know, man. It's really
I know it
hard.
sounds like simple. What are you talking? It's just like no, he didn't make a single mistake. So it's a guy that plays like to perfection, and if he's like able to pull that in every single game, and like me and Terran that doesn't make mistakes don't lose. Everyone knows that. That's the difficult of Terran, like playing perfect.
Yeah, Tyranid can be quite oppressive once you nail anything. I think if Effort wants to win here, he's got to get to late game. But at the same time, JYJ proved that he can take it to late game versus Zerg, whether it's Hydra Lurker Defiler, whether it's Ling Ultra. He did it all last season. But I really do hope we do get split map where Effort can really shine with his big time macro just flooding units all over the place. So I'm hoping even though I'm a big Wraith fan, I'm hoping it's not a two-port Wraith game where, the game kind of just gets decided in the first few minutes.
I have seen Grace play happening in Tempest very
Tempest?
often actually. Yeah,
All right.
Tempest. Um, Now that you mention like long macro game and knowing like how magical can be effort, um, I feel like effort on La Campanella could be really interesting.
Oh, yeah. When he gets the 3 bases with the gas pretty much instantly, that could
Yeah,
be
I
a
have
great
seen
build.
like effort like doing drop builds as well. Like not really like drop build, but starting classic and going drops. Like that is pretty rare these days against Terran to see like Sir actually committing to great drop and overload speed. But I have seen that King doing that as well and being very annoying in La Campanella that has like a top mid expansion that is like the access to that is and the defense quite difficult.
Yeah. And I think we're going into a break, and then we'll be back with our winner's game. And we are back. That was an interesting segment. I actually don't recognize who that STX little kid was. I think it was Calm. But did you recognize who that was, Eonzerg? Like the yellow hair guy?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. Could be maybe Modesty?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was all of the players that are currently in the ASL, but that was the one that I didn't recognize. But anyways, we do have our winners match. We've been talking about it all day long. This is the match that I wanted to see. JYJ versus Effort. JYJ crushed Calm, looking like an absolute beast. And then Effort, he took down Soma, man, and it was a pretty easy win for him.
I mean, yes, it was easy in our eyes, but this guy, man, like what he did in that game, the way he predicted the
Yep.
link counterattack, that is not normal. That is just not normal.
Yeah, these players, they've got unreal game sense. They know where you are at all points in the game. And look at our maps. We've got some interesting ones. You were talking about Tempest being a Wraith type of map, but there was no veto on that. But we do have Apocalypse, Neo, Dark Origin, and Polypoid as our 3 maps for the series. You got any thoughts on any map here that stands out for Zerg?
Honestly, not really. I've been playing the maps like very often. You know, they update the
Yep.
Starcraft Remastered ladder map thanks to Scarlet, by the way. So I mean, I didn't play too much. So far, enjoying every map. But I have to say, one of my favorite maps is Apocalypse. So I really ask myself if that has to be like the map being like comfortable for certain players, or it's just like like me personal.
Yeah, finally we get a Blizzard map pool that is, the same as the ASL map pool. So when you see a cool build, you can actually pull it out yourself on the ladder. That's always fun. And we're ready with our series. So let's get into game 1. It is JYJ versus Effort on Apocalypse. Right in the top middle, our Terran player. It is JYJ. And in the mid right, our green Zerg. One and only, it's Effort.
Yeah, Nyoken. You know, I have seen I have seen Terran players doing like race building on this one as well.
Uh-oh. Okay, well that'll be something to look for. We have seen some interesting walling patterns at these, or on this map, so I wonder if JYJ will again go for a wall. Now, as far as spawns, now with it being 2023, people have really mapped out optimized mining positions. Do you like this spawn for Effort?
I mean, honestly, it's a classic spawn with the classic boosting. I will say yes. I don't really know if there is like any other advantage in different positions. For example, I remember on Sylphid, one of the early versions, there used to be like insane advantage for certain players on the 12 o'clock. But in this case, on this map, I don't think there is like any like crazy boosting to do.
Okay. I just do know that, people have figured out how to optimize. I was wondering your thoughts on whether mid-right was a good position. I agree. I think that this is just a fine spot to spawn at. And we do have, an interesting opening from Effort. I think this was a 9 pool, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, 9 pool with the extractor trick to get the extra drone.
Well,
very aggressive here, Nyoken. Is that a full wall, by the way?
No, it's not.
Possible to...
So this is going to be dangerous. If JYJ goes to mid-left, I actually think this could be a killing move. Oh my gosh. Because there's a hole on the left side and there's a hole on the right side. And I think the chances of him sending an SCV to block is low. Oh my gosh.
But he saw the drone, so he's going to change the direction.
Wow. That's an unlucky timing for Effort. Because I really do think JYJ was going to bottom left. And there was a good chance these 9-lings would do catastrophic.
Wait, that SCV is getting low.
Of course it is. It's a drone versus an SCV. The drone control is always crazy.
Yeah. It's 60 HP, Nyoken.
That doesn't matter. He's gonna go snipe that SCV 100%. Where is it, man? Where's that hurt SCV? Oh, never mind. The boys said, "See you later."
Alright, Nyoken, these Zerglings. That is open.
It's a miss micro. Yeah,
Nyoken, this is it.
it's hard to control these Marines and SCVs when you've got double holes in your wall.
You know what? Maybe it's not it
No
because
way.
They made more Zerglings. But I see this is it. Nyoken, like, how do you come back now from this? Everyone is killing the JYJ with 4 Zerglings.
I know, this is so heartbreaking, but at the same time, the Ling positioning has been amazing from him, knocking down so many SCVs. Okay, he did snipe a drone.
You're telling me kill 1 drone with an SCV? The man, are you kidding me? 500 EPN effort?
Well, I don't think killing a single drone is enough for this to, kind of bring JYJ back, but this was really well done from effort. What a great opener from him, and he's going into big time macro. He's got 3 hatch as a follow-up.
You know, when Nyoken is not as good as he sounds. Like, I feel like we actually forgot. Effort already lose 1 drone with the scouting drone.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess he did
And
lose.
he invested on Zerglings as well, so that is not drones either. So I mean, what could be a really good position. Now the game is just good. Oh my god! He actually built a barrack in the command center position. Now you can, this is it. This is all or nothing.
Yeah, this is all or nothing, and luckily for JYJ, look at the Overlord at mid left. It is not going towards the natural, so right now, he doesn't know that this is not a command center. Everything looks like he's going to try and transition out of this, but that's not the case. We are mega all in here. Probably going to wait for about 8 Marines, 2 medics, and then go. And there's not a single... I don't think... Yeah, that's an Overlord. There's not a single sunken.
Luckily for effort, he's being very active with that Zergling. So he is... I mean, when a Terran is doing a move like this, like being outside too much, and being so confident about being outside, it's because there is something happening.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides, because if you're a Terran and you lost your SCV right and you're out like this, Zerg could have built mass slings and you would just be gifting 3 Marines in this case for free. Now the SCV coming out will buy JYJ some time. I think if there's 2 medics popping out right now, this game is gonna be wild.
Effort knows he's up to something, and there are 2 medics now. I wanna see 3 Sunkens building instantly for effort. Otherwise, this is GG.
He didn't. Okay, now he just now sees Fire Bat. Look at that. He was not morphing Sunkens. He only has 1. 1 is quite strong.
But it's already 1 done. 1 done. So as long as he made a million of Zerglings now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this thing is ready.
Yep, stim is done. Drone pull, like you said, there is one. Where are the medics? They're all the way in the back. He loses 2 Marines instantly. However, drones are getting mowed down. Lings, they're coming in. There's a fire bat though, but not a lot of energy on these medics, I don't think. But the medics and Marines are so strong with the fire bat in the front. Oh, help.
It's gonna be close now, Nyoken.
Unfortunately, the fire bat is attacking the Sunken, which doesn't do that much damage with the SCV. He kills it, but the problem is that there's not any Marines left over. GG comes out.
Oh my god, Nyoken, what are we watching right now? I'm so hype. Oh my god, what is happening? I don't even know. The stars are aligning to effort here, because I can't believe what just happened, by the way. JYJ losing so much to 4 Zerglings, and now you know what? I actually thought effort was about to die. That was only 1 sunken.
Yeah, when he missed the medic move out, I was like, oh no, not like this, dude. You got Lings in position, but you're gonna just barely miss them. But luckily, with it only being 2 medics, he ran out of energy a little bit too quickly. But that's just how it goes sometimes. And we've got effort up 1-0. He is 1 game away for making it out of the group in first place.
Indeed. I didn't expect to start this series are starting so good for him. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, did you actually expect the effort to take game one?
No, I thought this was JYJ's group for sure. All Zerg players versus a guy that was like almost unstoppable Terran versus Zerg last season. I thought for sure he would at least take game one.
Yeah. And by the way, he actually like scouted like the 9 pool and everything. Like
Yeah.
there was like macro mistake in the wall.
Yeah, he had his SCVs misplaced. As he was putting them up, I thought, okay, well, he's going to, bait Lings in so he can hit from all sides at once. But that backfired. Obviously lost a lot of SCVs. Let's see if we'll have another 9 pool from effort here. We're going into Dark Origin. And we've got Mr. JYJ in the top left. Meanwhile, our Zerg in the bottom right.
Yeah, if you remember the last season, like this map used to be like a dream map for third players. They were like winning almost every game. The score was, at some point was like 9 wins to Serum, 1 lose to Terran. So based on those stats, you could say like maybe effort is going to win like super easy here. But let's remember they actually changed the map. There are like few changes to it, and it's not really the same map anymore when it comes to expansions. What is your take on this? Like, I swear to God, I have seen like Grace on this map as well. Now you can.
Well, I think it's a good map for Terran, but whoa, I think you may have called it Eonzerg because the only time you are walling your main means you're doing some type of tech build.
Yeah, this could be like a really good build against 9 pool as well, but effort is not doing that this time. He's going for Overlord, probably going to do a more classic build like 12 hatchery, or maybe like, even like 11 hatchery. So yeah, I feel like we're going to see tech Nyoken. We're going to see tech from JYJ and probably two star for Grace.
And I think last season when we saw the wall in, not only was it Wraith, it was a Marine medic follow-up on one base. So if effort does end up scouting across the map and see this wall, he's got to also consider that there may not be a command center behind it. There's the gas, as expected. And there's the drone scout, so he is going to see the wall, and this is always a dangerous position for Zerg. Well, after we get to mid-game, trying to figure out, okay, what's the follow-up? Is it drops? Is it 2 racks? Is it 2 port? Could be all types of things, so you have no intel into the Terran main.
Yeah, for sure. And taking my last game, he actually did two barracks, so effort need to be careful about that as well. But he's not blocking the wall.
Yeah, I think that's a big mistake. Well, if the drone gets in, it's a mistake. But at the same time, if effort gets in, he knows he's going to lose the drone, so he may not be willing to risk it. There's the depot, and there is a factory. Okay, it's at the low ground, or at the very bottom of his base, though. So this could be Wraith, but with also like a floated factory to the low ground, so he can get the Vulture out.
Well, he's still taking gas, so this is going to be a star for 100%.
Yeah.
But taking the factory to the low ground, making the Vulture, that is super dangerous. Like if effort actually is late with his sunken or something like he's late with the sunken, or he's greedy and not make a sunken because he's like watching the natural and expecting nothing to come out, he could lose the game instantly. And at the same time, remember, like in the back of the expansion, you can jump units over the minerals. That there is a mineral you can use an SCV and do that trick of jumping the unit.
Yep, exactly. Luckily, effort already has an Overlord in position to spot that maneuver, and we do have the 2-port Wraith at the bottom side of the base. So I love it, man. Huge fan of 2-port Wraith builds, and we know that JYJ is definitely deadly with it. There's that Overlord that we were talking about.
You know what, Nyoken, like even if he has an Overlord there, like, oh, he's making hydrogen. Oh, okay. He's not going to die to vultures after seeing that. But at the same time, like, he need to be careful, like, don't get that vulture inside the main and do too much damage either.
2-hatch Hydrogen. Now, is this going to be for lurkers? Is this for speed or range? Or is this going to be a Spire follow-up? What do you think?
Based on the timing of the Hydra then, I would say just like probably to defend the starport. Like he already like he's probably like predicting his opponent is doing a starport, and at some point he probably wants to do overlord speed.
Dude, he's in. And there's no defense. Okay, there we go. Look at that timing. Perfect timing to get onto the ramp. So that means that this Vulture is just gonna die for free. And he lost the Marines.
Oh, what happened there?
He thinks it's a bust, so he's building a bunker.
Why were the Marines out?
Yeah, I don't know why they were out, but this is money that you do not want to spend as a Terran, because that bunker is, you know, pretty much useless at this point in the game. He does not need it. There's no incoming attack from Effort. Luckily, the Wraiths do get some damage. He's going to knock down one of the Overlords.
By the way, Nyoken, Effort is playing against Wraiths like in the very old school style of like, you know, Hydra's tier hatchery, and I will not be surprised to see spores at some point as well.
Yeah. Oh, speed is already done, and these Wraiths, I don't think are going to do much damage at all. And behind this, Effort has a third hatch coming, so his econ is strong. Meanwhile, JYJ is transitioning out of this. It is not going to be, I think, a 2 racks all-in follow-up, because he's not continuing to mine gas. Should be seeing the command center come down pretty soon.
Did you see him making a command center?
No, I didn't see it, but I saw his gas. I saw how he wasn't mining gas, you know, that much anymore, but now he's put back onto gas. But I guess I'm wrong here. He's going to continue to build more and more Wraiths. We still don't see a command center. We still don't see a second racks, and I don't think we've seen an academy yet.
So the transition is, and honestly, like, I'm surprised. Like, he already scouted like 3 hatcheries Hydra. Like, does it make sense to keep going for Grace?
I feel like it's gonna be tough to make Wraith work here. Now I don't mind this. I think this is okay, where you're gonna all in now on 2 or 3 barracks with a Wraith combo, because Hydras are not that great once you mix in Marine Medic.
Oh, spy for effort. Honestly I thought that he will make like a larger transition, but his tech choice is actually spire, so that could be like really good against. I mean, good for JYJ to have a spire, not lurker, right?
Yeah, I don't think mutas are great versus this. Oh, he's even got speed on his Overlord, so that's a lot of gas that are going into, you know, not mutalist. There's the cloak. It's 2 shots of Hydra. The Wraith deals so much damage when they're in high numbers. There's another one.
Yeah, something to consider here is that Effort is seeing that JYJ is not making that many Grays either. Like, usually you will be see like Terrans like flying and trying to snipe drones and all of that, and JYJ so far is being classic.
Well, now it's getting iffy, because those Wraiths just killed a lot of drones pretty quickly. However, he did trade, I think, 2 Wraiths for that, and that's not negligible. That is a big deal.
Wait, what happened to the spire? Did he cancel it?
It looks like he did cancel it for whatever reason, because I don't see it there anymore. But JYJ, he's transitioning this into a 3 racks, 1 base with a factory. So this is a mega all-in from him.
But this can work like very well. If there is some lurkers, how do you hold this?
Yeah, I think canceling the spire is going to allow. Yeah, there we go. There's the lurkers. Oh, another Wraith dies.
I have to say he's getting a lot of value from this race.
Yeah, he is. But he did lose 3 Wraiths, and even though Wraiths, you know, don't have the best damage, or they aren't the tankiest of units, you know, they do soak up a lot of hits for your Marine Medic. So losing 3 Wraiths is a big deal. Effort's done a good job to morph into lurkers to save as many Hydras as he can.
It's being so annoying with these the units, man. He's getting a lot of Hydras.
Another drone? What is that, like 8 drones now? He's done such a good job. And I'm looking at Effort's vision, because he cleared out the Overlord and because there's no Lings out in the map. Effort still doesn't know what this is. This could be a command center. This could be a Marine Medic bust. I like how JYJ has only shown 7 Marines here, so this doesn't look like an unusual amount.
I like how Effort is like putting lurkers outside like this and just 2 forces scans. and this is going to save him time. But at the same time, I mean, I don't see that many units from effort Nyoken. Like that army from JYJ, if he somehow he gets to the national, I don't really see how can effort like hold this.
Yeah, that is true. Gosh, these wraiths, there's only 6 of them and they're killing so many drones. However, if JYJ was to move out right now and Zerg intercepts him, he would be in big time trouble. However, Stim's done. Now the question to me is how many how much energy does he have for comset? The tanks are so exposed, you can't lose those.
I feel like JYJ. Wow, Grays are still doing damage. That's a lot of drone skills. But you know what? JYJ probably didn't expect effort to be this aggressive.
Yeah, this is one way to counter this type of play is just catch Terran when they're, you know, not in a comfortable position. Siege is still not done.
Tank.
Yeah, he's bleeding a lot of Marines. But watch Siege completes. If effort engages, I think that's a huge mistake. However, he catches the lurkers, or catches the race. Look at those shots from the lurkers.
Oh, but he's going to clean this Nyoken. No?
No, I don't think so. He did a good job there to whittle down the tanks in the Marine medic, and now, well, that's on hold position. Even though there's only one, look at the medics. They don't have that much energy, so he should be able to ramp up a lot of kills. Oh, please fire right now. Look at that juicy clump. Oh,
he managed to do it.
10 kills on that single lurker. This is so annoying because you're on one comset. Every comset scan that he uses is one that he can't use as he pushes across. I think effort's done it, dude. I think that this is going to be a 2-0 because I just don't see how JYJ transitions out of this before effort's econ and unit count explodes.
Well, JYJ is looking to make CC and he's doing Vessel as well. So, you know, when Vessel is out, that kind of changed the game a bit. And there is like more chance for you as Terran to do more. And remember, effort doesn't have a tier base, doesn't have a tier gas. And he's wasting a lot of gas in Hydras and Darkers and Overlord Speed. And he's even making a Queen's now, and he's probably making Grace as well. So it's not really over for JYJ. If he actually managed to build a huge Vessel Cloud, he can trade very well.
Yeah, he is going to stop pushing now. I think that's a smart move and just try and transition out of it. You know what I would have loved to see is, let's say JYJ did move out. If effort had moved like all of his units to the left side and then went for a counter drop, we would have gotten into a base trade scenario, but I think that's one way where you counter this play, where you just completely catch the Terran out of position and end the game. But JYJ being smart here, not moving out, and effort moving around to the top right, like he wants to knock down that building and run in there.
Okay.
He may have forgotten that this was even a feature of the map.
I didn't know that.
I also forgot until he already moved there. And this one lurker is just so annoying. He has no idea. He has
He's
no
not
idea.
ready for this Nyoken. If he actually commits to attack effort,
yeah.
He can be in so much trouble. Like to come back to the base and breaking the ramp if there are lurkers is so hard.
Yeah, that's what makes it dangerous, is that single ramp. Like once 5 lurkers are set up there, okay, he knows something. Yeah, he knows something.
There's a bunker.
There's a bunker and there is a tank up there. So this is still going to be tough, but it's not as bad as it could have. Wow, his reaction was amazing there. He knocks down one tank or one lurker instantly, and this counterattack is not going to work out at all.
Well, the minimum is that he can force some scans. Well, never mind, there is Vessel already out, so the question now is how effort hold this attack, Nyoken.
Yeah, dude,
because it's huge.
How does JYJ have so much stuff? Like, this is a massive army. And now the lurkers are not in a great position for flanking or anything. They were going to have a massive engagement. The lurker shots are pretty good. That's a good split, though. The Marines and the medics on the bottom side dealing out a lot of damage, but luckily he snipes that single vessel, so now there's not a lot of detection, and there's that army coming from the back.
That was magic.
What?
I have no idea. GG. Effort advance. Holy moly. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even see efforts units coming back from the top side. I thought he was still sitting there attacking the depot, but no, he comes in with the huge flank and just crushes the army. And that means Effort, he's out in first. And JYJ, of course, not out of it just yet. But man, Effort steamrolled him.
I don't know what to say. Nyoken, there was an insane army in front of like for National. And we were like, well, there is not many units to hold. And that army disappeared. I don't know what to say. I mean, for advance, super easy, by the way. He didn't struggle at all.
I know.
I don't know what to say.
He lost so many drones that I really thought that JYJ had a good shot. But once Effort got his econ rolling and he got a big army, like I was saying, like it's so hard to deal with this type of comp, especially when you're on one base. But I agree. Once this army got across the map, I was like, holy smokes, how do you stop this? How did he get back so quickly?
And he didn't even like back with the full army. He actually left lurkers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait. Is there like drop? No.
No, I don't see a drop, but this was a really good engagement. The lurkers at the top side did a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, those shots. They got like 8 Marines there, and that went half of the DPS really just in an instant. And then the flanking units from the top side, the tanks are focusing down the lurkers, but the Hydras are just getting free reign on there. And that means that all those tanks died in a hurry.
I mean, it looks so easy. Do you know how hard to micro in that tiny bridges and the do like Broodwar is insane. Like my units never do that. Like my units will go crazy in that position.
Yeah, I agree. Like if those lurker shots didn't kill those 8 Marines on the top side, and the Marines could have buffered for the Hydras or for the tanks while the Hydras came in through the top, I think that's a completely different fight. I think easily JYJ would have won it. But well done from Effort. He had the angle, he had the builds, and he is out in first. And you know your boy, he's the first into the round of 8.
You know what is funny? I saw Effort yesterday playing like Pro League until like very late. Jeez, I don't know how he does it. The guy's just magic. What he does doesn't make sense. You can't even like prepare for this. It's just natural.
Yeah, he played really well today. He deserves to make it out in first.
By the way, not the most crazy games ever or nothing, but what he did is just so clean, so simple. Honestly, beautiful to watch and beautiful to see Effort advancing. Now we really, I mean, they didn't want to do this to him, but now we already like considering him to be the whole champion.
Yeah, he could be taking down JYJ 2-0. I mean, that's no easy feat. And if I was JYJ here, I'd be a bit sad about this result. Not just, of course, losing 2-0, but, you know, the first game was a disaster for him. Just an absolute disaster. Then the second game, he racked up so many kills with his race, and he racked up so many drone kills with his race, that I really did think that he was in a good spot to just run him over, but he still got crushed. So I'm sure his confidence levels going into whoever he faces in the Deciders match is not going to be
Do you remember what I told you in the first game?
What'd you tell me?
JYJ didn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's crazy how life changed, man. Like the amount of mistakes I have seen from JYJ in this series is so shocking comparing it to the first set.
Yeah, that is true. He's going to need to get it together, because if he faces Soma, Soma's going to be a really tough opponent. And even though he made it look easy versus Calm, I'm sure Calm will not try, you know, any funny business like the Overlord speed fake if they rematch.
Do you think Calm have a chance in a best of 3 against Soma?
Well, I don't know, man. But Calm did beat Sulky, right? And then also Ivory beat Soma in the qualifiers. So it is ZVZ. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, I thought like best of 1 maybe, but we're talking now best of 3, so that's kind of different.
Yeah. Well, ZVZ with the new maps, is there any maps that you like to play on? Is there any maps that you want to avoid, you think?
Honestly, the only map I'm not really playing is La Campanella and Polypoid. So apart from that, all the maps they seems to be very fun to play. I would say Invader is a map where like scouting the surroundings in the early game when you're doing an input or something like that can be difficult. You don't really know until like the surroundings are in your national. So
Yeah.
yeah, apart from that, yeah, I would say like every map is like fine to me.
Okay. I hope we get a Tempest game, actually, just because the high ground ramp, I think if you can secure that base, it can lead to epic games. In fact, when I was looking at Jadon games before his group, I saw him playing versus Queen, and that was an epic one, like 100 supply of mass mutas going up against each other. Seems like that could be a good map to get into a long ZVZ match.
Hmm. Honestly, like Calm is a maniac. So if he just like start to make
Yeah.
sports and go crazy with the hype, that is like a possibility to be honest. And I'm pretty sure like Soma is not going to want to risk going all in either to try to kill many spores. So if that actually happens to be, we can actually see that. Like you never actually know with Calm. Like against Solki, he actually played like very classic, like 9 pool opening. And Solki was like doing 11 hatchery. So I don't know if when it comes to the CBC matchup, there are limitations, right? There is like the creativity is like there is a stop to it unless it goes to Hive.
Yep. Yeah, like you never see Hydras in Zerg versus Zerg unless it gets the Hive, which, is once in a blue moon. We're getting a look at the Ask ASL portion of the cast, which is you got a question, post it on Afrika. If they choose it, you got the chance to win the ASL tumbler, aka thermos. That's what we call it in the US. And of course, they've got that mouse pad, man. If you're interested in the mouse pad with the pictures of all the champions also on their page, check it out. It looks pretty cool. And we're going to be going into a break, and we'll be back with our losers match, which is going to be Soma versus Calm. So don't go anywhere. It is time for our losers match. We've got Soma facing off versus Calm, and this is going to be wild. ZVZ always volatile. Question for me is, what are the maps? I want to see what they vetoed. I want to see if Tempest gets in there. I think Tempest has a decent shot at going into a late game ZVZ, which is, pretty rare. And we did have, Apocalypse, Dark Origin, and what was the third map that Effort and JYJ wanted? Was it La Campanella? I actually think La Campanella could be another epic ZVZ map if players can stabilize the game.
Because of the easy tier, right?
Yeah,
The
the
easy tier
easy
gas.
third.
Yeah, and there is like to get service into that place is almost like impossible.
Yeah, impossible.
I agree. We could even like see, like imagine like just like doing a pull first, but then like jumping one drone and getting that expansion as well.
Well, we do have our maps. We've got Polypoid, Apocalypse, and La Campanella. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, since La Campanella is like a Requiem remake, when Requiem was a map, Lings were the only units that could run by the minerals. And because I have not played La Campanella myself, I'm not sure if Lings can actually get into that third base, but we may see if we do actually get to game 3.
Do you think that was in purpose or it was a mistake from the map maker to allow links to?
I don't know, because can you even make terrain that would prevent? Well, I'm sure you could, but it does give you an interesting feature of the map by preventing Lings from getting in there, right? Because, I was actually going to ask you, like, what do you think of the viability of taking the third base, just instantly, and then just trying to defend your choke with Lings? Like, if you can defend it, feels like that would be a pretty good advantage for you.
Yeah, the downside is that there is always that one hatchery that if you want to produce serlings or anything like that, they are going to be trapped there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I would have to go check after this series. But our first game is going to be on Polypoid, map that we actually have not seen almost at all this season. Alrighty, in the top left, our red Zerg player, it's Soma. And in the bottom left, we've got Calm. And unfortunately for Calm, Overlord not going the way it needs to be going.
Yeah, so we saw a 9 pull from Soma on Retro. And to be fair, I feel like this map is like in that same way that it's very classic. We can like very well see a 9 pull from Soma here.
We'll see if he does go for another 9 pull this time. I actually have a feeling that Calm may 12 hatch here. I don't know why. I just think he may feel like, well, if I'm playing versus Soma, who's just amazing these days, I may need to gamble a little bit.
That makes sense. Like, yeah. At the same time, like Soma loved 9 pull so often that
There it is.
will be shocking to see Khan also doing a 12 hash. Like, I mean, if we make an overgas here now, I will not be like surprised at all. But he's not going to do that. He's getting minerals now. Maybe you are right. Maybe we are going to see a 12 hash from Khan.
Still think 12 pull is pretty good versus 9 pull, but I'm getting worried because those minerals keep getting higher and higher and higher. And the drone, okay, he did go for 12 pull in the main. So how does 12 pull face off versus 9 pull?
If Khan actually does like the hatchery side, Soma can kill him with Lean Micro. Something that he was not able to do against Effort because Effort actually built the hatchery inside the main. So we will see if actually like if Khan made the hatchery side, then he's going to need to bring drones. Be by like being like micro active, and that's when the mistake happens usually when you're playing 12 pool.
Look
So
at that.
we will see.
In the main. So he's playing exactly like Effort did, but the difference this time is Soma's gonna know the build that he's facing against.
I think. Do you think the Overlord is in range of that hatchery? Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, he got it.
Barely. Just barely he sees it. So he knows exactly what he's facing off against already. You can see he's continued to build.
So if I was Soma here, I will just like start there right away. Not really the waste time on Sterling speed. And I will just like close the ramp. Not even like trying to break it. Doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, doesn't seem like he canceled speed or anything, so we're just gonna have the Ling arc versus Ling arc. And maybe Soma can make something happen. He's now put 3 drones back onto gas. Both players' layer timing, I think, is actually quite similar.
So Soma didn't cancel the speed?
I don't think he canceled speed.
But he's making hatchery, so he's safe on something. Like.
Well, he may have canceled speed at this point, but what I mean is I don't think he canceled speed and instantly built a lair is what I'm getting at. Could be wrong, though. A patch on the low ground, or at the natural, I mean.
The thing is, like, Calm is going to have more larva sooner than larva.
Yeah.
Sooner than Soma, sorry. So eventually he's probably going to make an attack, and Soma need to be okay.
Well, I was not expecting this. I thought it would be at the natural, but we've got Spire going in the main of Soma. Spire in Calm's base, of course, slightly quicker for Soma though, but I don't. Okay, that drone was. It can't possibly be a misclick, but I don't know what it's
No, it's not misclick. I think there is some indecision making right now with Soma.
Yeah, and like every drone in ZVZ really doesn't make it. Wow, he sent it all the way back to the main. Okay, now he's going to the natural. He's now going to put down the hatchery there. No, he's not. What's he doing? Dude, like...
He knows Calm is making many Sterlings. There is going to be a strong time here.
Oh, I was wondering if he could drone drill out of this. He drone drilled with 2 of them, but he's going to lose 2. He loses 1 drone for that. And look at the arc from Soma. That did not work out at all for Calm. However, Calm is still going to win the fight. Wow, he won with a lot of Zerglings left over. So now actually not building that hatch is a good choice from Soma.
It is an Nyoken, but at the same time...
Dude, he's sending another drone out. Calm is.
Yeah,
What's that?
Do you think he's going to do a Sunken Rush?
No, no way. He's long distance mining gas. Just like he did on Invader. I'm so happy to see that. This is such an interesting thing to see. Wow, these Lings are doing a lot of damage. The mutas are going to pop out, but when Soma comes over here and sees this, he's going to be in panic mode because he's going to know that he has to win the game real quick, because if Zerg even mines 100 additional gas, that can be game changing.
Yeah, but I don't see that many mutas for Calm right now, and he invested in a lot of scores. So if actually like Soma build a very sizable muta army, I'm going to micro this army from Calm. I can see him winning. Like, he made way too many scores in my opinion. Maybe he thought like Soma will attack right away.
Okay, now this is a lot of drones to transfer. Like, this is 6 drones that are not mining minerals, but of course Calm obviously planned this. But if you look in the main, like look at the main, he's not even mining half of his mineral patches. I think Calm may have misstepped here. Like, yes, gas is important, Scourge are great, but you gotta actually have Mutilis too.
Oh my god, he actually used that on the Overlord, and I honestly agree with that, because he just has a second gas.
Yeah.
He can actually like spend gas.
Yeah, so he can, okay, so now it's all of a sudden genius. I thought he was spending way too much potential minerals on this gas, but if he can just supply block Soma over and over and over, eventually he'll win. Like, that's the goal here, is he wants to find the Overlords.
Yeah, but Nyoken at the same time, I feel like Soma is going to go, and how many mutas do we have from Calm?
He's got a decent amount. It's 7 mutas.
7
That's
mutas.
A lot.
Yeah, against 6.
Okay, but the muta micro, okay, Soma's doing really
7
good.
against 7. Many scores.
Wow, he hasn't taken any Scourge hits just yet. However, there's just so many Scourge. Like, Soma's probably like, what the hell, dude? How do you have so much? But now he sees that. Look at this, there's 3 minutes left. And he's dead. He is super dead. You can hear the crowd going wild.
That's GG. Nyoken, that's it. Like, that he loses everything. There is only one hatchery.
Oh my god. Look at, he can't believe it. Oh, Eonzerg, what is going on? Calm. He's playing out of his mind. Another clever build from him. There's a reason he's called the Brainzerg.
Yeah, that was a really nice build. The way he used the extra gas as well was really cool because like Soma was in one hatchery, so like being supply block like that is not ideal at all. But you know what? I have to say this: there was a lot of indecision making with Soma play in that game.
Yeah,
Like a lot. Like like I saw the drone like going like way early than what the server was showing, and then he changed his mind and come back to put the drone in the minerals, and then he sent it again out to spend like super like in top mid. So yeah, like I saw a lot of indecision from Soma in the game. I feel like he's feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah, that one drone that couldn't make a decision on what he wanted to do. He was like out on the map for 30, 40 seconds. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot of minerals that one drone can pull in that time, but in ZVZ, that's like 30 or 40 minerals. I mean, that's quite a lot. And now, Soma's got to get it together now because this is it. Like, he is one game away from being out. And Calm, that's got to be a massive confidence booster to him. It's Apocalypse too, where if Calm gets the scouting advantage, I mean, he'll just be in a fantastic spot.
Honestly, like being Soma and being like down like this, what do you even do on Apocalypse? Do you actually repeat the 9 pool? Do you go 12 pool and risk that Calm does a 12 hash?
Yeah, that's
it's very tricky situation for Soma.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's gone 9 pool twice in a row, and it really hasn't worked out for him. And the one time that we saw Calm 9 pool in the round of 24, it was on Apocalypse, dude. So if he goes for something like a 12 hatch, he's just instantly dead. So we've got Soma in top middle.
He already missed the splitting with the drones.
Uh-oh. Not good. But at least he will, again, scout Calm first.
I think like Soma, like being down like one game a game from elimination, like the most wise probably to do a 12 pull here. I don't really see any other option. Like I don't really see like risking another 9 pull here. I mean, it's better that just like be safe and maybe beat behind against 12 hash than just like failing again with a 9 pull.
Yeah, I agree there. Oh man, it's another 9 pool. Okay, well, I actually think that this could be a good choice, and the reason it is a good choice to me is because you gotta start thinking from what Calm's thinking. Calm's probably thinking like, okay, I 12 pooled twice, and it shut down, or you ran into 12 pool twice and it shut down your 9 pool. You saw me 9 pool on Apocalypse in the round of 16. So you're going to be worried about that, so I'm just going to go for 12 hatch. And look at this.
Hatchery.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And now Soma has a really great build order into this.
Indeed, Nyoken. But he's going to need to micro this. Remember, like, who it was that defended the hatchery? It was Jadon, I believe.
Was it Effort? I think it was Effort.
No, it was a Jadon CBC game against who? Against Queen. Like he defended the hatchery.
Oh yeah, on Invader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Jadon versus Queen. So it's possible, but it's gonna be tough. What about rush distances on this map? Like, just looking at how the map is laid out, you got to go to the left side as Soma, then you got to, go diagonal to bottom right. Is there any chance that he could hold this on Apocalypse?
He's still making drones, Nyoken. Like,
Oh no.
he already missing one larva. To be honest.
Well, yeah, now that
like, he was supposed to make only 11 drones. So I don't think he's going to hold this.
Well, now that he sees the... Oh, look at it. He just shook his head right now. He knows that, well, I got unlucky. I ran into 9 pool, and I built drones. So I guess this hatchery is done. Nothing he... Okay, he's going to pull for it, but... this is just...
The 7 drones. Need to pull everything.
Yeah, look at the hatch. It's already basically dead. There's no lings here at all either. And now it's 8 lings. Yeah, well, this
Minus
series,
1 drone.
This series should be tied
Minus
up
2
in
drones.
just a second.
Minus 3 drones. Minus 4. And hatchery down. I think that's it.
Even if he does hold here, he is just massively behind in lings, in drones, and in tech. And there it is. GG doesn't even want to bother playing it out. And at least Soma strikes back there with a 1-to-1.
I mean, but he really like played the lottery here with that Nightpool again. I mean, what do you do next? Like, do you actually play Nightpool again?
Yeah, that is true. He definitely out-mind gamed him there. But I think, you know, KwarK should still be feeling pretty good. Like, he outplayed him on the first game, and then, you know, sometimes this can just happen. You've got a build order counter, and you built 1 additional drone, so there's actually no hope of, you know, salvaging the game. So I don't think his mental is too far down the drain. Just needs to get it back together for our final game. And, you know, we talked about it a few minutes ago about the features of La Campanella, and that's going to be our final map of the series.
Yeah. If actually like Calm, like he prepared for this map, like we can see something like that, like a sneaky hatchery, or and it can work very well against the aggressive style of Soma that he's doing right now. You know, like Soma is not going to be able to kill the hatchery if that is the case. Like imagine, let's say I don't know, over pool or 11 pool with a sunken, and then like a very safe hatchery expansion. That and against a 9 pool, that's probably game.
It very well could be. So let's get into our final game of the series. Remember, this is match point for both sides. Whoever loses is going to be out. So in the top left, our greenish Zerg, it is Soma. And in the top right, we've got the one and only, it's KwarK.
Are you serious? Like, man, poor Khan, like, he's not getting any first scout, and it was like the opportunity to have a first scout.
I know, man. He went the weird direction where he's going to go towards the third base instead of the natural, and this time it is going to backfire.
You know, that is the frustration of CBC is that if you think about it, like, he's getting a scout 2 times in a row, and I'm pretty sure like he was frustrated with that. It's like, why he's always scouting me first? And now in this case he has the chance to scout first, but he actually decides to scout in a different direction. He's not getting it.
Yeah, unlucky. Look at this. We've got another 9 pool, dude. Alright.
Really?
Well, if that's what you've planned for the series, you got to go with what you've planned regardless of how results have gone. And that again comes down to whether this is going to be a 12 pool or not. If this is not a 12 pool, KwarK is going to be in big time trouble.
Nyoken, I feel like it's going to be a 12 hash, to be honest. This map is huge.
Yep, I agree. I also think it's going to be a 12 hatch, and there is no drone movement in the mineral. Oh, it's a 12 pool, dude. Even the spectators know that it's a build order advantage for KwarK right now.
The thing is, he's like, it's a good build for him because like Soma has no idea what he's in.
Yeah.
Soma is probably going to like attack cross spawn pretty much. I don't think he's going to go like top right.
What are we doing? Oh, he's hopping. Okay, so he is gonna jump over. I love it, Eonzerg. I love the innovation. I still don't know if Lings can make it through those minerals at the top side. But we are going to get the scenario that I was hoping we would get on La Campanella, which is a hidden hatch at mid-right. And if this goes unscouted, unpunished, this is a huge build order win for Calm.
By the way, this is lair first by Soma, I think.
Oh, okay. So he will have Spire way quicker this game.
Oh, he knows where Soma is now. By going to the main, he probably will know what Calm is doing as well.
Yeah, he's gonna come in here and oh, he actually didn't poke with that Ling. I thought he may commit in there to see what's going on, but instead he's gonna just sit on these eggs, and now, at least for the next few minutes or so, this mid-right base is not scouted.
You know what, Nyoken? Like being on one hatchery like this, I mean they too are on. In theory, they are only using one hatchery to produce servings because the hatchery from Calm, I don't think he can use it. At least for servings.
Yeah.
If some actually like overbuild like servings, maybe he can actually break Calm. If he actually tries that, I don't think he's going to do that because it's like risking the game. He's actually spending.
Okay, so well, we think he's expanding because last game we also thought he was expanding. There it is. The hatchery does go down, and the Spire timing is considerably faster for Soma, so that is one thing to think about. Like, there's going to be a few seconds where the mutalisks are going to be out on the map a little bit quicker. And we do have the first drone popping out for Calm at that expo.
And yeah, remember that Calm is making service in like only one hatchery, so it's not like in the last game that he could like pull a huge Ling counter attack to Soma and do damage. Like this time, there is not a chance.
Yeah, that's true. Well, trying to knock down those eggs, get a little bit more area to attack. Spire's gonna be done for Soma. I noticed that he didn't bank up any larvae though, so not sure how many mutas he can actually build.
Is he retreating?
Well, he knows that this was a 12 pool, so he thinks that there's probably another hatch in the main. Wants to back out before Lings, potentially run him over, I guess.
I'm not really sure because if there was like if he actually smelled that, then he will never like stop that arc. Like he need to contain him.
Yeah, I don't know, but now he is synced up with the mutas, so he's in a good spot. But Calm, he's already got that additional gas incoming.
Yeah, there is an extra income gas for Calm, but the muta advantage is going to Soma.
Yeah, that is true. If mid-right does get scouted though, that is two areas that Calm has to patrol back and forth to make sure, Soma doesn't pick off drones here and there for free, which does make it hard to manage your defense. But we do have the mutas out for Calm now. He's 5 mutas versus I think 5 also for Soma. Yeah, 5 versus 5.
Yeah. I feel like Calm can play like this slow, like even like going like upgrades for mutas and just like play defensive. I don't think like there is the need for him to actually go and attack Soma.
Yeah, I agree there. We do have Lings scouting across the map, but they don't get really any intel at all. But look at that supply difference, 41 to 34. That's a big deal in TVC. And because Calm has been mining this gas for so long, I wonder if he's attempted to get armor upgrade or not.
That's a lot of mutas, Nyoken.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, if he actually wanted, he can attack, to be honest. And Soma is being like supply block for a long time, and Soma is attacking. I'm not really sure this is a good idea, Nyoken.
That's not going to be a good idea. This is like 10 mutas for Calm versus just 7. So if Soma commits here, he needs to have the Scourge connect. Otherwise, this game could be over in an instant.
Okay, now that's better for Soma. Like with crazy micro, he can make something happen. But still, like Mute account for Calm is just, oh my god, they are going to engage.
Yep, there's still there's still more mutas for Calm. Oh my gosh, Calm connected with a Scourge, and I think he has advantage now. Soma's stuck, he's got to fight. This is definitely muta advantage for Calm right now. Can any of the Scourge connect? Oh, those were great connections for Soma though, but the mutas are heavily damaged on Soma's side. What about the Lings? The Lings are in the main of Soma at the same time. Calm, he's gonna kill Soma. I can't believe it.
Oh my god.
The Brainzerg with the massive brain plays with the expansion, the gas lead. Look at this, he's dancing. He knows that this game is done. Soma, back-to-back seasons, he's going to be eliminated in early rounds. He is devastated.
EG, man.
Oh my gosh, this is heartbreaking for Soma fans because I think his control was amazing. Like, look how few mutas are left over for Calm, and Calm had a massive gas advantage. So that shows you how well he actually battled in the fights, but it just doesn't matter. There it is, GG and Calm. He's gonna move into our deciders match up against JYJ again.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, Eonzerg has no idea what to say. The last dance of Soma comes to an end in the round of 16. That's going to be heartbreaking for him because, as everybody knows, you think of what Zergs can contend for the title of ASL 16, and I think atop of almost every person's list would have been Soma. So for him to lose in the round of 16 is just unfathomable.
It has to be the biggest upset of this ASL, to be honest. Like I get that Snow was eliminated, but he lose against Royal. But Soma losing to Calm? To Calm? I mean, Calm is, he doesn't even take like Starcraft serious. He's not even playing never playing Pro Leagues or anything like that. He's playing like funny Pro Leagues with like the students and stuff like that. I mean, he played great. I'm not taking credit for him, but I just can't believe what happened. Like Soma losing to Calm, to me, I don't really get it. And now, I mean, another chance he lose. I mean, he's going to the military now, so wow. I didn't see that coming, Nyoken. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't
I'm in
see it
shock right
either.
now.
I don't think anybody saw it coming, but Calm, he's been playing well pretty much the entire season so far, other than the single JYJ game where, there was just no answer to the timing attack. But other than that, I mean, he's looked very strong, especially in ZVZ. And, there's a lot of Zergs remaining in the tournament. So he's going to be a threat going into future rounds, if he makes it there, of course.
I think I saw a quote in the public that say, like, form is like temporary, but class is permanent. I mean, good for Calm, man. Honestly, we're going to a break, guys.
We are back with some more ASL action, and this is the deciders match. It is JYJ versus Calm. Effort taking down JYJ 2-0, getting out in first place, and now Calm taking down Soma gives us a rematch of our first game of the day. You know, Calm's looking strong, man. I think he's got a shot versus JYJ, but at the same time, gotta give props to JYJ in the game versus Calm. He nailed everything and looked very solid.
Yeah, I feel like JYJ is probably like happy that he's playing against Calm and not Soma.
For sure.
But at the same time, it's like, well, Calm is building momentum here. That is always dangerous.
Yeah, and he's playing funky builds. You know, the Overlord speed with armor upgrades ended up backfiring. But if a guy's willing to play weird builds like this, you're going to have to be on your toes to scout for everything because you have no idea what this guy's got planned going into the series.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm happy for Calm. He has to be like crazy just to be like beating the best players
Yeah,
in every group stage. You know what I mean? Like he actually did it in the last group stage as well, round of 24, and now here he's fighting to advance to the next stage as well. So round of 8. We will see if actually he prepares something for this series because now it's going to be a best of 3. Tempest, La Campanella, and Meadow region are going to be the maps. What do you see, Nyoken? We're going to see something crazy on Tempest?
I imagine it's got to be something crazy. You got the high ground, right, for your natural. I don't know exactly what the craziness will be, but you know, that's always an interesting feature of this map, and I think Hidden Track was another map that had that. I really want to see the La Campanella game. If he's willing to hide a base in ZVZ, you know, we've already saw Action hide a base on that map too, so, you know, he may hide multiple bases if we get, or when we get to La Campanella.
Indeed, and Tempest, I have seen many Terran players doing 2 starports.
Okay.
So, and you know, JYJ, like he loved to do that build. It didn't work out in the last game against Effort. I don't know if that's going to pay to play a role here. But yeah, it's a big possibility.
Okay, in the bottom right, our Terran, it is JYJ, and in the top right, we've got our Zerg. It's Calm.
The solid Calm is going to scout JYJ here. That actually that is actually huge for him.
Yeah. I wished we had seen a 5 pool or a 7 pool, and the reason I say that is I think it's very likely with JYJ spawning bottom right that again he's going to do some type of wall off, and we know that there's that small gap on the right side. Remember from the Mong versus Leda game? So I think an early pool could have been a really good opener, but JYJ, what's this? There's no SCV being sent out. He's got a lot of money banked up. Okay, it's just depot in the main. So no wall.
But Nyoken, the game you were talking about, it was La Campanella, I believe. No?
Oh yeah, it was La Campanella. What am I talking about? For some reason I saw bottom right and I was thinking we were on La Campanella. You're right. I don't know what I'm saying.
What is this?
Okay, Rax at a semi-wall position.
Ooh, is that a full wall
I don't think so.
to block the entrance?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a full wall. I think it's a semi-wall. There's like one Marine gap or one SCV gap on the right side. I think I see most players build their depot like a little higher than where the eggs are also, more towards the command center, so that they can still get a decent amount of units out pretty easily. But yeah, I don't think this is a full wall. Now when it connects...
That barrack placement is so interesting because like if you actually get your mutas there and start to attack it, that can be annoying.
Yeah, now, if he builds a depot on top of the racks with the command center, then I think that is a full wall. Like, that's going to be tight. You know, the only way you're going to get through that is going through the mineral line. But we do have SCV in the main, and he will see that, hey, this guy, again, does not have gas. And the reason he's not mining gas is because he's going to take a hatchet mid-left.
Man, he instantly sent a unit to that position, Nyoken.
Yeah. He went over there to scout, and now that he knows where JYJ is, he's just going to expand right there.
Yeah. JYJ... he's probably going to like make 2 barracks and do early pressure.
Yeah, he may. The problem with that is if you don't do any damage and you just let them, you know, only have to build like 1 sunken or something, I mean, you're in a rough spot. I don't know exactly what he's going to try and do here. We do have Marines rallying across the map like he did on Apocalypse. Only 3 though.
Yeah, but there are a good amount of servings. Like he need to be careful here and not really like commit and lose all the Marines.
Yeah.
Like he did against Effort. He was losing the Marines for free. And 2 barracks is the choice here for JYJ Nyoken. Calm is going to need to be so careful and make the right amount of sunkens. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble.
Yep, and JYJ finds the base. He knew something was awry when he came in and saw the gas timing was very late. So luckily for him, he can now spot it. But if Calm can hold top left, this is going to be a great position for him. He's going to have easy access to take a 4th gas, which is what Terran is always scared of. So it is imperative that JYJ does some type of damage to Calm so he can keep the econ in check. Otherwise, this could snowball out of control, especially if Calm goes for something like Crazy Zerg.
I don't see Calm like making more servings. I
don't
don't see him making a sunken either.
Just a single drone gonna try and kill that SCV. Does push it back, but the SCV does get in.
Yeah, and look at these Marines. They are so good at intercepting servings because they are in a position that you don't really expect.
Yeah. The Academy's not done just yet, so he's not feeling confident enough to just move across the map. But Academy should be finishing pretty soon, maybe moving out to put on some pressure with around 9 Marines or so. There's the double sunken, and it's on high ground, so it makes it even harder to bust. But we still don't see the tech choice from Calm. Okay, there it is, Spire.
Yeah, I don't see any defense on the tier expansion yet. But you know what? I'm really liking the Calm position here. Like eco-wise, is doing very good as long as he doesn't die now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like make mistakes with the mutas. He's going to be like super happy. Remember that he has like a 4 expansion now for free.
Yeah. So if you were in this spot, you go Spire, what's your follow-up? Are you going mass muta like we've seen Queen and Jadon go? Are you going, you know, upgrades? Or you're just going to play normal with Hydrogen or what?
No, I can do like all the tech, to be honest. I can like go straight to Hydralis then, Quickness, and go to Hive, and doing like the Muta play at the same time. What is happening with JYJ Medics today?
No. We do have 4 racks follow-up. I think he needs to start teching, because if you get stuck with like a 4 or 5 racks into a move, like into a play like this, you're going to be in trouble. And there's the evolution chamber, as I was expecting, so it is going to be most likely Crazy Zerg. But Calm, he does have 3 bases already up and running, but he did spend a lot of resources on 8 sunkens. I mean, that's a big commitment, but at the same time, he only built, what, 4 lings the entire game? So I guess he can't afford to build those.
You know, Nyoken, I remember, like yesterday, I saw Royal playing against, I believe it was Queen, in a very similar game, where like, Royal wasn't really able to put any kind of pressure in any base, and like the third player just ran away with perfect eco, and he ended up dying. So if JYJ actually lets Calm do that, I'm very scared for him here.
Yeah, I agree there, which is why I think it's really critical that he gets his tech up and running. Because he's not going to bust 4 Sunkens with Marine Medic. Well, I don't think he
bust
is, but he's going to try. Here he goes. Firebat's in the front. Marines trying to shoot from the low ground. Firebat is still alive. It can soak up a lot of shots, and also JYJ is rallying across the map. What? Is he really going to bust this right before mutas pop out?
It seems like, yes,
Wow.
I think he's dead.
I don't think it could have been a worse caster curse than that right there. Like, literally, I said it was impossible, and 2 seconds later, this base is gone, and this is unstoppable. GG. So 1-0 for JYJ in an instant.
Oh my god, man. Sometimes you can see impossible things. Impossible is nothing, Nyoken.
Calm is shocked. Like, he's like, wait a minute, dude. Like, you just stemmed into 4 Sunkens? I mean, you also got to consider that the Marines are attacking from low ground, too. And I don't think that they're always hitting the Sunkens. It's just such a crazy move.
It was 4 Sunkens.
Yeah. And mutas were, what, 5 seconds from, you know, really getting out to support the Sunkens, too? Like, it couldn't have been a better timing for JYJ.
Thing is, I saw Carl also like doing Evolution Chamber, right? But I was like, I feel like it was too early because he was already like investing so much in Sunkens per base. So did he actually delay the mutas, or did they make the good amount of mutas because of the amount of Sunkens?
Well, I think his Spire was on time, but it did look like he didn't have the money to build enough mutas because I only saw 2 or 3 mutas pop out. And, you know, when you're going 3 hatch, you know, usually, what, 7 pop out at the same time? Something like that?
9 mutas at the same time.
At least 7, but sometimes, could be 9 also. Well, that obviously did not go according to plan and calm. I mean, at least he's got another weird map. La Campanella. He'll still have a lot of weird strategies that he can pull out, but he is on his last leg here. He needs to win. Otherwise, JYJ will be moving on.
Yeah. Let's see if he has like some strategy prepared here. Do we actually know who picked these maps? Like, is Tempest picked by JYJ or by Khan?
I'm not sure exactly how the map orders get picked.
Okay.
Well, this is it. Potentially, we've got JYJ facing off versus Calm on La Campanella. Let's see if JYJ can close it out. Okay, in the bottom right position, we have JYJ. And in the bottom left, we've got Calm. And I gotta say, Eonzerg, I'm a bit worried for Calm because if we think about both games that he played, first off, they were 3 hatch, which I don't mind, but then they were followed up with some type of Evolution Chamber play. And so far, the Evolution Chamber play, whether it's going into, you know, Hydra Lurker bust, or into what we think was probably Ultras on Tempest, this has just not really worked out at all for him.
Yeah, so far the strategies against JYJ are not really paying off. And in the first game he played against JYJ, I was like, okay, this can happen because of how the game started. It's ARAX, you know, he was like losing drones, made too many Zerlings, had to make a Sunken. But in the last game he was like on touch, like he only made 4 Zerlings, I think you mentioned it. So I don't think the strategies are really working as JYJ. And funny enough, I think like what he did in the last game is probably a better build on this map, because like the tier is like pretty much like easy to take.
Yeah, and you don't have to build Sunkens there, right? So you can really focus all your defense on the natural. Well, we do have an interesting...
what is that barrack placement? Can this be a full wall?
So the barracks is definitely an interesting position right now. It's not it's currently not in a full wall, but you can full wall this position. I think right now he wants to have the ability to move Marines in and out if he wants to. But yeah, not exactly where I was expecting him to build the barracks. But we don't have gas as a follow-up, so we're not going to see tech this time.
Yeah, and Calm is going to scout Terran again, so it's being lucky this time with the scouts, something that he didn't have against Soma with the CBCs. But I think like Calm is doing a 3 hatcheries build again, Nyoken.
Yep, it seems like that's what he's really planned for today's series. And we do have the semi-wall, as I was expecting. And I'm sure that's going to be a drone hop to mid-left. And there he goes. So yeah, just like you were saying, this is definitely going to be a much better map if he tries to go for that style. And this is a... Oh, I thought it was going to be a 1 base. I thought that was going to be a rack, but it's going to be a command center. And I like this because Calm's going to come in here and see, dude, you walled off again. And as I stated, when you see a wall off, you know, you're betting money that this is tech. And if it's not tech, and you go like, you know, 2 base or 2 hatch hydras into...
He can scout this, Nyoken. I think he's scouting it.
Oh, that's going to be great. Yeah, it's critical that he sees that this is a command center. Now, did he see it?
Oh my god, he didn't?
I'm not sure if he did or not. He may have expected it to be right up against the edge, but I'm not sure. Regardless, this is a 2 racks follow-up after this fast command center into gas and into a fast academy. So this is going to be much faster than last game.
Oh my god. But at the same time he's not making sunken. And usually this is the time you are building your sunken.
Yep, no sunken just yet. I think if the SCV sees the sunken, then he'll know that he duped. Oh my, look at that! He uses the drone to his advantage to see if this guy took a base. Well, I think he did. Or what? He jumped the link through. Okay.
But I mean, that he's going to lose that SCV anyway.
Well, dude, think about this. Oh no, that'd be too crazy. I was gonna say, like, the way the SCV was positioning, like, you know how he didn't instantly scout mid left? I was thinking, like, if you look at his gas, what if he had proxied a factory right there? Like, how would you kill it? But now, of course, seeing the Ling jump through also, well, you know, that couldn't happen.
Oh, at the same time, I feel like I made a mistake using that move from JYJ, but now that I remember Shaun against Light and what happened with the suspensions, like, he already know what the suspension is, you know? So that is, like, great. Oh, wait, what?
And he can actually deal damage. Maybe not. He backs off.
Ooh, that was scary for a moment.
Yeah, I thought that he may actually be able to kill the sunken before it completes, but not going to be the case. We do have the first few medics moving out. But Calm on top of it. He's not overreacting. He's building a 3rd sunken, so everything looks pretty solid to me. Okay, now I'm pretty confident that this can't be busted with what he has currently.
What about a run by?
Run by?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could try it. It is true that this guy did skimp out on Lings.
Oh, Calm with 4 songs. No, he can pass it. There is no way.
There's no way
He's
that he
retreating.
busted.
Are you really going for it?
I think he's just acting like he might try it to keep, you know, Calm on his toes. But unless there's... I think if there was... like, imagine there could be somehow 3 more medics. Then I think it could be busted because there's just so much healing power. But with just 2 medics, there's no way. And that is a very fast factory. That's like a 530 factory. So he is teching really fast.
Indeed. And in my opinion, he has to be like very, very careful with his army and not losing it. But because I feel like he wanna do like the very fast siege tank timing with the vessel.
Well, that's an interesting feature of this map. You just scan and kill an extractor. Almost.
Yeah, man. In my opinion, that is very imba.
Okay, 2 starport. For some reason, I was thinking it could be a Wraith follow-up. But more than likely, it is just going to be vessels. And what's that drone doing? It's going to be a hidden hatch? I don't think so.
That is surprising to me. He decides to go to a starport. Like, I thought he would like do siege tank with such a passive opening by Khan.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I was also going to see just one starport with the factory, but not going to be the case. I'm trying to get...
What is that drop? Nyoken's drop?
Oh, Dude, KwarK is really bringing it today. Top or bottom middle is
Oh
probably
my
not going
god,
to get
Nyoken
scouted.
is going to do that Nidus with the...
Nidus? Oh, he could be, yeah. You really think it's going to be Nidus? No, you don't
I mean, what else you are going to do? Like, why are you taking the Terran expansion?
It could be. Well, regardless of the result of this game, I think everybody's going to appreciate this build order that KwarK has come up with. I hope he does get off the Nidus, because that would be amazing. But look, the back mineral is mined out, so now units can funnel in to that position very easily.
He only made 4 mutas. He's like JYJ made so much defense, and he's like in 4 mutas. By the way, when JYJ like he's going to like be thinking like, why this guy? No, don't stop. He's losing all the mutas.
Well, I'm not too sure about this build order now, because when you see that Zerg only committed to 4 mutas, you'd be pretty skeptical about what's going on. Another scan goes off, there's the lurkers, the muta just waltzes by.
You know, when you are like a pro gamer, you actually like you are overthinking what is this guy doing and what is the next move.
Yeah.
But when do you play a server like this and he's like not making almost mutas, then losing them, you are like, oh wow, this guy is terrible. I can relax.
Yeah, exactly. And there is the Nidus, man. The CV at the clutch time is gonna find it. Oh my gosh, this would be like if this was me, it would be absolute panic mode, stimming immediately across the map, trying to get rid of this.
Man, JYJ is like steaming his whole army.
Yeah.
Like he actually think like Nidus is like in StarCraft 2 that they just pop out or something.
Well, every Terran has nightmares of Niduses actually completing and, just killing you, or, Defiler popping out and saving the day. And unfortunately, the strategy of KwarK is not going to work, and now he's in a bit of trouble. Like, I didn't see an evolution chamber anywhere, so he can't even follow up with like crazy Zerg. His supply count is pretty low. The only thing he's got going is he's got a safe third base, but JYJ is going to have a safe third base in just a moment too.
Well, there is still a possibility to do drops.
Yeah,
like he can upgrade speed and make like a huge lurker drop with Hydras, and maybe kill the Terran with the Filers as well. Like it's so open that actually it's a good position to do that.
Yeah, that is true. Something I didn't consider, that JYJ does still need to be worrying about that drop, which is why you see he's got a couple of units patrolling the bottom side of the map, and actually JYJ is going to take mid right instead of bottom middle, and that extractor is going to get knocked down.
Now that we know like the strategy failed, that he didn't like make that many mutas. Oh, look at the drop. Like current position, I don't think he can even like take more expansions, right? Like, do you think like what is like the future for KwarK here?
Yeah, I don't know what really KwarK can do other than pray that this drop does a lot of damage. But the problem is there's 4 vessels out, and this drop that is coming, it's not even that many units. It's 3 overlords. So how much damage can it actually deal?
Oh, but I don't think like JYJ is being slow here. Like there is the Filer. He already denied this suspension.
Yeah, but there's still so many vessels. Like, if there were 8 lurkers here, that's different. But they're just going to get irradiated instantly. Like, look, all 4 of those units are going to be dead. So it does shut down the base temporarily, but this doesn't really do much, in my opinion. And the vessel count's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Well, he can repeat the move of the drop again, I guess. But yeah, there is like JYJ drop, and he need to be careful because KwarK map control right now is looking good. Look at this, he can drop this. He can.
Yeah, he can definitely find the angle on the very far left side of the map. Oh, or he can just probably go in right now. The Scourge will let off right there.
Oh, Coulter are in danger.
Yeah, I don't know how Calm's going to start pushing across the map now because everything has slowed down obviously quite a lot. He does have a lot of macro hatches. He's got like 5 or 6 hatches in total, but the vessel count is just crazy for JYJ right now.
He has like a tier expansion. He is like on even based as the third player, so like Calm need to make something happen, otherwise it's going to be a 200 population just waiting outside your base.
Yeah. And we know how dangerous JYJ can be with these vessels. We saw it in last season where the vessel cloud just never died, ever. Oh. Well, there's a couple of exposed ones right there, but they don't have vision onto them.
Yeah, I don't think like Calm is just like losing units right now and not even like trading. It's not even getting a Marine, so
yep, and there's a
it's
drop.
not really going ideal for him.
Yep, there's a drop right there to mid left. I think what's going to happen is Calm can't defend the drop. Like, how would he get units back there? And he's going to probably try and counterattack. Wow, look at this.
God.
Okay, that was very risky. And he does manage to unload one of them. Actually, there's a Nidus there, so I take that back.
Yep, this dropship, they did nothing.
Yeah, that was a big loss for JYJ. We forward factory and start building some tanks, but the vessel count, what is it, 10 now? Something like that?
Yeah, but that factory... So JYJ already looking to transition into a more like siege position with tanks?
Well, I think this could just be defensive tanks, because, wow, that's a juicy plague. Because you can't really push with tanks until you get like like 5 or 6 of them at this point in the game. However, here we go with the Marines getting shot down by these Hydras.
Yeah, they actually finding really good damage now. We play,
yep.
And there is a 4 expansion now for Calm, so...
Yep.
I actually didn't expect him to expand that easily, and he's doing it. Nyoken, he's advancing in the map right now.
Yeah, he is, but he is losing a lot of Hydras and a lot of Defiler. He did hit a critical plague on those vessels, so now, you know, there is a chance where the vessels could be misplaced, and he loses all of them all in an instant. We've got another drop, maybe. No, we don't. Oh, man,
well, you're seeing his bio here.
Yeah, he's losing a lot. Now, he's still up 40 supply, but this is quite a lot to lose. And, you know, you are facing Hydra Lurker, and you only have 2 tanks, so you're the one that needs to keep the Hydras and the Lurkers back. Because if they get on top of you with Dark Swarm, you're in trouble. There's a Dark Swarm. Oh, great shot onto the Defiler. I think a Plague would have been amazing there.
But you know what? He's lucky there are no lurkers with this army now. Like otherwise, he will be so pushed back. And look at this. Now there are lurkers now. I think Calm is advancing, and in 4 bases, magic can happen.
It can happen, but imagine if those units were with the Hydras. Oh man, he's losing all the lurkers before they can burrow. Oh, he lost a couple of vessels there. Lose another one. Lurker dead burrow on the tanks.
He's stopping the factory as well, Nyoken.
Yeah,
so he's not going to be able to produce more siege tanks.
It looks like Calm has run out of steam though, but those vessels are still so low that now he only has 2 vessels left over.
Oh my god, he's missing 1 Defiler, 1 Plague, and he didn't have any troubles with his army. But now...
Oh, that's a hatch. Calm still has a lot of stuff though. He's got a lot of Lings, a lot of Hydras and Lurkers. It's still 130 to 74 though. Okay, Lurkers, they complete, knock down this army.
You know what? I feel like JYJ is just playing to secure the game right now. And I feel like he did that too early. Because like, look at him, it is like spending on top right as well. Trying to take map control.
Yeah.
And...
Well, this game could get wild because Calm's, you know, he still has that drop upgrade. And the vessel count has now been reset. That, you know, there's a real threat now if a Hydra Lurker Defiler drop happens at the bottom side of the map. JYJ may not have enough irradiates to deal with it. For now, it seems like he does, as he irradiates 3 more Lurkers.
But you know, the set play has a freedom right now that's the reason I think like JYJ tried to transition way too early. And now it's like he's almost like feeling too much pressure that he didn't need to.
Yeah, I still think JYJ's in a good spot. He's ballooned up in supply now. Another vessel falls, it's another good plague, but the army size of Calm just doesn't seem to be enough to ever push through anywhere.
Yeah, it's true that also his bases are at some point are going to just like be mined out, and he's going to be only on that forest expansion. So as long as JYJ like keep making time and trading, and I mean not really like losing everything, I feel like he's going to be fine.
If another big plague comes off, another decent trade for Zerg, but the Zerg supply just can never get over 100. He's still stuck at 90. Another good catch onto a vessel, but Terran's approaching max at this point, and now it's with double factory. He's going to have critical mass tanks pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't. But Calm has like still like healthy gas, like 4 gases. Can make more defilers, more plague. But I like he can really attack into these positions. I don't think he's doing good doing that.
Another defiler's going to get picked off by the irradiate. Even snipes it before the dark swarm can come down. The tank count is at, I think, 6 right now. We're approaching the moment where the tank count is going to be pretty much unstoppable. The Marines, the medics can be expendable, but these vessels and tanks, they need to remain alive.
Yeah, JYJ is still advancing with that huge army, man. I think like Calm is these are probably the last steps in this game, because like he doesn't have like enough power to even like to make this army retreat.
Well, that was a pretty nuts plague. It's like 10 Marines with that single plague. A 5th base going up for JYJ, just relentless with the pressure. So many Marines just rallied across the map. Tanks are now within siege range of these lurkers. But still not a good answer to the defilers. Not very much irradiates left over. Dark Swarm goes down. He does get on top of a couple of the tanks.
It's an insane train of tanks in the map right now. Like whatever like Calm tries to kill one tank, he's like losing so many units.
Yeah. It is really tough for him to trade effectively here. We've got random bunkers in the center of the map. Again, another tiny attack, but this is just not enough. Like 2 lurkers here and there is just not enough to actually push through anywhere. However, those 3 lurkers that were under the Dark Swarm, that did a lot of damage actually. Got like 20 kills. Look at the supplies, almost even at this point. Dude, is he doing it? There's not that many tanks in the center anymore.
I don't know, it's a lot of tanks, and there is like even bunkers, but maybe they are empty?
Yeah, there's nothing in the bunkers. He lost control over the center. Tanks have lost control of the center. Marines are not in great position anymore.
It's like Calm actually like realized the JYJ is like spending on top right, and I feel like he can kill the bases. There is nothing here to defend this Nyoken.
Yeah, but there's no Dark Swarm with this army, so these lurkers actually need to get into the choke. I don't think they can burrow right here. Yeah, right there is a good spot. Okay, he is going to breach that base and also breach top right. There you go. That's a good spot. Really good.
Wait.
That's a dead base. See ya. JYJ still slightly up in supply, but a dead command center there in top right. Going to be really tough to defend with units now grouping up at the bottom side. All the Marines and medics are out of position. He may be able to bust this tank line.
You can see if he actually stop these factories from producing tanks, I think this is it.
Yeah, if he gets a little bit closer, he could be on top of the rally point also. There's one lurker under that Dark Swarm. Or what? Oh, he's gonna do it, dude. He's about to get there. He's so close to reaching that rally point. There's not enough radiate energy. He's gotta get down the Dark Swarm though. Cannot let these lurkers die. Okay, he gets it down, and now the Marines are stuck. Like, where do they run?
Oh, he's losing a lot of units.
He is losing a lot, but the Dark Swarms are everywhere.
Yeah, but he loses so many lurkers that now the left that they're alive, they can be irradiated. So, like, yes, he's like attacking and making progress, but is this like ending damage?
I think this could be ending damage. Maybe. He's about to kill the factories. One thing Calm does need to do is he does desperately need to take another base from his main's mined out, natural mined out, third base should be mined out pretty soon. And so he's going to be basically on one base. So if JYJ somehow manages to survive here, it will be playable for him. Another Dark Swarm should be coming down. There it is. Clutches it. And he's about to breach the bunker.
Oh my god.
This is a crazy game. The vessel count is insane, but there's no more tanks anymore. But there's also nothing under that Dark Swarm for the rally point, so the Marines can get out on the map. So many irradiates.
There is still, how many bases there are for JYJ? 2 bases? Or 3 bases mining?
One base.
And Khan has like probably 1 or 2. It's very close, by the way.
Yeah, it's really close. But look at how low Calm's money is. Almost 0 minerals. Those 3 lurkers at top right. They're annoying, but wow, that's so many defilers. If he can get another army to top right, maybe he can knock down the only mining base of JYJ.
Well, if he kills that base, like I can see actually Khan win it because he's spending in the top left.
Yeah. Oh, the vessel desperately needs to kill that defiler. If he can't kill the defiler, I think top right is gone.
Oh wow, he irradiated that. He's going to irradiate that.
But not before the Dark Swarm gets off. And once the Dark Swarm gets off, that means he can move those lurkers into position. He's not moving them, though.
Yeah.
There they go. There they go. So that's a shutdown base. And if we look at bottom right, that third base of JYJ really just started mining again. And I don't think there's a lot of SCVs there because he lost the majority of them on the first attack.
And there are no more factories, right? I feel like he lose the factories. So now he only relies on bio.
Yep, that's true. There's no more tanks. He can only rely on irradiates and marine medic. I mean, that was his specialty last season, but okay, Firebats gets in the mineral line. There is so many drones here. Oh, they are. This single Firebat is racking up so many kills.
He almost lose all the eco, Nyoken.
Look at this desperation. He floats to top right's third base. It's gone unscouted so far. JYJ's still all over the place, but there's still so many Hydra Lurkers. Another fantastic plague goes down. Great Dark Swarm. But Calm, look at his supply. It's pretty low also.
There's so many defilers that I can see Khan like plaguing everything and killing it with like 5 Hydras.
Yeah. Gosh, JYJ just always has so much bio, man. Every time you look at the rally point, it's like 30 more units waiting.
Yeah, and on top of that, he lose all the eco in that 4 expansion, man. Like, with like more eco, like, but now it's like so slowed down.
Oh my gosh, a critical pick off right there. Now all these hiders and lurkers are way too exposed, and he's just gonna go for it, try and kill as much stuff as he can before they end up dying. He knocks down really not much, so that was not a good trade for Calm.
It was a terrible trade actually. He killed some SCVs, but now he loses so much army.
Yeah, but now that single lurker's still alive, it hasn't gotten scanned yet. It's actually racked up a decent amount of kills. It's still alive.
Look at the amount of vessels, Nyoken. There are like 8 or 9 vessels. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of vessels. It's getting the plague. Oh my gosh, there you go. Another big counterattack to bottom left. He just ran by the lurker. He's in the mineral line. Remember, this is a critical base for Calm, not just because there's macro hatches, but because this is also like half of his income right now. Dude, JYJ is just all over the place.
Vessels are plagues, or they're going to die to one-shot Hydra, so he needs to be careful.
Yeah, you do gotta be careful. JYJ is always so diligent with them, though. He still doesn't know about top left. If he knew about top left, I think he would go up there and kill it.
Yeah, he's very exposed.
Supply still dangerous for both sides. Only 120 supply for JYJ with tons of plague vessels, but Calm only 70 supply total. One defiler. We were talking about how he had so many defilers a moment ago. Now he just has only one. Oh, Mierin finds it. Oh no.
Oh, but there is an idol, so there is like, yeah, he can actually defend this, I guess.
Yeah, he can. He will for now. Noticing the top left.
Man, those vessels are plague, so they are so easy to kill. You need to be so careful. Another run by.
Dude, oh my gosh, he's just everywhere. He picks them apart, and that's it. GG comes out. JYJ, he is going to be moving on.
Yeah, he's already doing better than Royal.
Yeah, that's true. Royal got clapped last season. Man, I'm so sad that Nidus idea didn't work out for Calm. It looked so genius. If JYJ didn't send that SCV, you know, until like 20 seconds later, or maybe not 20 seconds, but like 30 seconds later, there's a real opportunity for him to just end the game with that move.
You know, I feel like considering that his main strategy failed on all of like his plan, and he did a terrible job with the mutants as well. I feel like Calm playing a really good game. Like, there was a point in the game that JYJ was on like 140 supply against like against 80 from Calm, and somehow like he made that even.
Yeah, it was really impressive because the vessel count was what, like 10? There's double factory in the middle, slowly building up tanks. At that point, when there's that many vessels and that many tanks, it gets pretty hard to actually come back from that scenario. But he did a really good job. He's even in supply at some point. And in fact, once it got to that point, after he had killed all the factories and killed like 8 out of the 10 vessels, I thought Calm had actually done it. But these small attacks to bottom left really crippled Calm's econ. Like this run by that's about to happen shuts down like 20 workers. Like watch the worker count. We're at 36 right now, or I guess the big attack already happened, but yeah, the worker count was just really non-existent for both sides.
Yeah, but I feel like he lose the majority of the workers like with that run by now, right?
Well, there was one firebat run by that killed like 10 workers by himself, but
the thing is, what is shocking to me is how easy that game started to be shaky for JYJ when he was almost like an unbreakable position.
yeah. Lurkers under Dark Swarm. They're so annoying, man. And like tanks are good, but you know what I hate about tanks versus Dark Swarm? One, they can't hit the units, of course. But my biggest issue with tanks is once they start shooting something, they don't stop shooting it. So like they'll shoot lurkers under Dark Swarm, and then they'll just get killed by Hydras, which they can actually, you know, deal damage to. But they don't shoot them because they're just continuing to shoot the lurkers and doing no damage. That's the one thing that I hate the most about Dark Swarm. Is it's like, dude, can you just shoot the units that you can actually kill? But they don't do that.
Oh, Nyoken, if you want, I can bring you a list now with everything I hate about Terra as well.
Yeah,
You
give me the
list. I don't really see it.
Well,
Man, congratulations to JYJ advancing. You know, everyone was doubting him. Honestly, I really wanted F4 and Soma to advance. I'm honestly shocked that F4 advanced first. I'm super shocked with that, but I'm even more shocked that Soma was eliminated. So yeah, congratulations to JYJ. I knew he was looking really strong in TBC, but let's be honest here, like I didn't expect either that he's going to be playing against Calm in the last matches.
yeah, and Calm put up a good showing. You know, coming into this ASL, based on his ASL 15 games, I thought, wow, this guy just can't lose Terran versus Zerg. But, you know, Calm actually did very well. The first game versus Calm, like in the best one, of course, JYJ looked dominant, but he didn't look nearly as dominant as he did in the following games. So I think that JYJ is not going to be as strong versus Zerg as he was last season, but I mean, he still made it out. And I agree, I'm also surprised with Effort making it out. I mean, he's a beast, man, but I thought for sure Soma would make it out.
Yeah, and I know, I totally agree. Like, honestly, I'm one of the biggest like A4 fan for sure. Like Like I know what he's capable, but let's be honest here. Like he's been like out of the competition for a long time, so not even like my best dreams I imagine he will just like advance like he did, and like he actually made JYJ look really bad somehow. So yeah, I'm honestly it, it was either JYJ or Soma or yeah, JYJ. Um, yeah, he's so good in TBC now. You can like, it's so crazy to see all these like top tier players like struggling against him. Like before, like him winning the ASL, like he was in my radar because he was the interesting guy with the new builds, and he was always trying to push the meta and being creative. But apart from that, he wasn't like, oh, this is like the new light, the
Yeah.
new flash or the new last. He was not really that kind of guy, and in TBC at least, he's looking like to be at least in par with Lai, I will say.
Yeah, he looks really strong. I really am a big fan of his vessel control. Even though that last game, he ate a lot of plagues and actually lost a lot of vessels. In general, he doesn't have a lot of games like that. A lot of times he's able to just irradiate forever, pick off the defiler easily, and not eat big plagues. But yeah, JYJ playing pretty damn good. And we do have one Terran, one Zerg making it into the round of 8. So that's good for the racial balance so far. If there were 2 Zergs getting out, could have been a Zerg fiesta going into the round of 8.
Yeah, for sure. Like with some effort, like there was like a big chance these two like will advance. Uh, so yeah, it's shocking to me that actually I can't believe it. Still, like, it's going to take me a few days, I guess. But Soma actually got eliminated. I
Well,
can't believe that.
we're getting a look at how today went. JYJ crushing Calm in game 1, Effort beating Soma, Effort dominating JYJ in the winners match, then Calm with very cool builds to take down Soma, and then of course, as we just saw, JYJ taking down Calm 2-0. I think Calm had a shot in the last game, bit unfortunate with the scout timing of that SCV, but it can happen. But at least we still got 2 great players moving into the round of 8. And tomorrow we've got Group B, which is going to be another great group. I have to actually look what it is, but I know it's got more strong Zerg players in it.
What are the chances this is a Mutalis
Do
and
you
a
really?
Grace?
You think Effort's opposed as a Mutalist?
Yeah, and JYJ is doing the Grace.
I guess it could be. I can see the Mutalist one, but I don't know if I can see the Wraith one.
Yeah, neither I. I just made that up. Um,
Well, Group B, let me look right now. What do we got? We've got Mind, Killer, Mini, and Rush. So actually I was thinking of Group C with the Killer, with the ridiculous Zergs, which is Hero, Ample, Sulky, and Bisu. But Group B is still going to be a good one. We've got 2 very strong Terran players. We've got Mini, which is always a strong player. And then Killer, he's been playing very well these days, taking down Snow earlier in the round of 24. So you never know.
yeah, tomorrow group is going to be really good. I hope Mini can do well in this ASL as well. I'm gonna be honest, like it's been a long time since he have done something, and the guy is like he has incredible skills. Yeah, I'm really like somehow I'm always expecting more from Mini. There are many players I'm always expecting more from. Those are like Bisu, Best, Mini. Like these guys, I have seen them like being capable of doing the best, but somehow like they can do like very bad as well.
Yeah, Mini's multitask is the most impressive thing to me. I think legitimately he's the only one that can do the shuttle play effectively versus Terran. Like he's everywhere. Like he knows when to use them. He knows how to abuse them. He uses Reavers like 20 minutes into the game. Like, and those are units that you just don't use at that point in the game. Like he's crazy with that type of play, and he can multitask behind it, which makes it even more impressive. He's got the storm drops too. Like he plays out of his mind when he's really on a roll in PvT. But as far as being on a roll in Terran versus Protoss, I gotta say Rush is a god in TVP. And last season, Mind really crushed it. Terran versus Protoss. I don't even think there was a single game of TVP that Mind played where Protoss was at an advantage versus him. Like, he's really solid in that matchup. So even though I like Mini quite a lot, I think it's going to be really hard to get through those Terrans.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There are so many good TVP players left. Rush, apart from beating Snow, he can be extremely good in TVP. Uh, so yeah, it's not going to be an easy road for sure. There are many servers left as well. We will see what happens with Sulky, with like who else? Killer. You know, like there are many powerhouses in this ASL. It's not for sure not going to be easy for the Protoss players and the Terran players like TBC wise, they looking also insane. So
Yeah,
we are praying to not have a Terran versus Terran final again.
it could happen because you've got all the best Terran players remaining pretty much other than Light. I mean, like all the Terrans that are remaining, Mind, Rush, Royal, JYJ, those are all names that you're expecting to go to the finals. And Sharp, he played out of his mind versus Ample, but also, even though Ample lost that game versus Sharp, Ample was playing amazing on Invader until the drop hit, and then, kind of everything went down the drain. So there's real hope on the Terran squad to go deep in the tournament. Of course, also a lot of hope for all the other races too. But with only 3 representatives for the Protoss side, it's going to be a little rough. But I still have decent hope for, one of them to go pretty deep. And it looks like we are done today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with Group B tomorrow, which is going to be Mind, Killer, Mini, and Rush, another exciting group. So I hope to see you there. Take care.
See you guys.